I'm sorry. Hold on, y'all. I was trying to find that article. I know I'm hard to hear. Hold on.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey, y'all. Sorry about that. I was trying to find the article that Abella sent me for Lorraine talking about the people, the firefighters, and Travis Decker. Let me write down this. Okay. But I couldn't find it. And so I had my face in my phone and I was not paying attention that my missing children's video had gone off. I sincerely apologize about that. I didn't mean to keep y'all waiting like that. Um, I will look for that article and see what I can pull on it for you, Lorraine. I really don't think so let's see. Let me pull up something on that real quick before we get started. Hey, Hannah UK, and happy Monday. Abella's Bad Girl, Heathen. It's so good to see y'all. Southern Cats. Rhonda, good to see you. Joyous, good to see you. Lori Ann. Kalisa, good to see you. Indy. Rhonda again. Jill, good to see you. Mallory Beavers, good to see you. I'm so glad y'all are here with us today. Edith, good to see you. Um, Snarky Pants, good to see you. Cindy came through and gifted 5 memberships, and that was so very sweet and supportive of you. And I really appreciate you doing that. You're so sweet. I appreciate that so much. Those went to Indy. Indy got a membership. Yay. Margie Childers, In the Ditch, Jack, and House Music. If you were gifted from Cindy and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Cindy thank you, and I will grab the crazy train to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you so very much, Cindy. That was so very sweet of you. JDR, I see you on my screen. Hello, it's good to see you. Zienna, good to see you. Aw, well, thank you. Thank you for saying, hey, it's nice to meet you. One sunny day is here. Good to see you. I did want to, yeah, okay. That's what you were talking about. Lorraine, it's good to see you. Yesterday's firefighter ambush. It's rumored it's Decker. They did name some 20-year-old, but go to George Webb Investigate journalist. I'm going to check that out for you. Indy, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I wanted to explain that to y'all. So I wrote in chat when we first started, I made a super chat. I made a super chat goal of 1. I'm trying to see if that's how we get the purple crowns. I don't do super chat goals as I don't agree with it personally. So I'm just trying this one today. And then I thought tomorrow, if I set one of like maybe 3, then maybe I can get them, because I think that's how you get them. I think you have to set a super chat goal, because I even like emailed YouTube support about it, and I'm like really upset about these damn purple crowns. So, because I don't do super chat goals and things, because I believe, if people want to donate, that's what they're going to do. Like, I don't want to make somebody feel pressured. It would make me feel pressured, and I don't like that. So that's why I don't do that. But I was just trying to see if that's how we got them. So I do apologize for that, and I wanted you guys to know that's what the intent behind that was. Hey, fam. Hey, Max. Okay, so let's look up the firefighter thing real quick, and then we're going to talk about Jack and Lilly, rumors and lies, and how to know the difference. Okay, so let me scroll all the way back up. Where was that at? Well, it's got to be in Washington. Okay. FIREFIGHTERAMBUSH in Washington or Idaho. I think I remember Idaho. So this is from 16 Minutes. 2 firefighters killed in ambush in Idaho, shot while responding to a wildfire. Let's see what it says. Oh, my jaw. Lord said you've been running your
Lilly
jaw.
set a wildfire to ambush first responders. Now, 2 firefighters were killed. Another was injured. This happened in the city of Coeur d'Alene. A suspect was later found dead. More than 300 law enforcement officers from.
So I got my handy dandy notebook today. I did have my pen. So this is in Coeur d'Alene, Cootenai. I meant Ootenai County. Okay.
The city, county, state, and even federal levels responded to the scene of the shooting.
They are reporting a brush fire going northeast.
Some law enforcement right now, there's an active shooter zone. Everybody shot up here. Law enforcement, code 3 now up here. Another Coeur d'Alene firefighter down, needs help immediately. We need law enforcement immediately.
Okay, let's get to CBS News reporter Andres Gutierrez. Andres, what can you tell us about the latest developments on this?
Well, Mugu, since we last spoke about half an hour ago, we now have a name of the suspect, of the shooter in this case. According to the Associated Press, citing law enforcement officials, the shooter in this case is Wes Rowley.
Okay, so if they have identified a suspect, I would think it's not related. Abellis, thank you so very much for gifting 20 memberships. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate that. Those went to JK, Treelin 88, Peter Anderson, Sean M, Calamity, Kaylee, Manny Manilow, Donnie Tinsdale, Matt Elderkin, Christy Starburst 55, Kiki, Mom of Three Girls, Celio Z, Cherry P, Not Today Satan, Rachel Marie, Space Tracy, Sharon and Andre, and Cecil Hotel. If you were gifted from Abellis, please tell Abellis thank you. Thank you so much, Abellis. I really appreciate that. And I will grab the Polar Express to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Yes, Abellis is so sweet and insanely generous. Thank you so much for that. Brenda, I saw that you come in, and I don't know if I said your name. Thank you for being here, Brenda. And then I saw that Connie came in as well. Hey, Connie, it's good to see you. Red Moon, good to see you. Thank you so much, Abellis. That was so sweet of you.
According to authorities, yesterday, this individual came to Canfield Mountain to set this fire to.
Okay. It's going to go to an ad. Okay, so basically they did identify an individual, but since we're talking about how to distinguish rumors from speculation, let's do this. I mean, I'm just going to show you like logically what I would do. So we have the name of the county, Koote. So Kootenai. To I want to know how far apart they are. That's the first thing I'm gonna look at. Hold on. Kootenai. Can you? Okay. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I had to close it because sometimes it'll share my information unknowingly. So the first issue I would have with that, with him being an active shooter or involved somehow, hey Mandy, in this situation is that to drive from Chelan County, Washington to Kootenai County, Idaho, it's 3 hours and 49 minutes. Now he has been missing over a month, so is it possible? Yeah. Is it likely? No. I don't think that he would be that far away. If he's still there, I don't think for a second he would be 3 hours and some odd driving miles away. Hey, 420 Angel. So that's kind of my first thing that I would look at. Plus, the news came out and said that they have a suspect and that it was that other guy that we just talked about. And if they're coming out and saying that, I'm going to believe it. So let's talk about rumors and speculation on the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. To do that, we're going to hop over here. I know you can't see it. Go and jump over onto to the YouTube streets. I want to show y'all something real quick. I'm going to pause her so that. Okay. So do you see her chat? It's got like at symbols. That's another thing. Like it's at Jill, at Straight Talker, at Miss Laverbird, right? But then you go to mine and it's not like that. So again, it's like, are y'all singling me out? Like I can't have purple crowns. We don't have the at symbols in our chat, like the handle. What are you doing, you crazy computer? See, look, ours isn't like that. Well, I'm not going to end the poll, but see, Bad Girl doesn't have it. JDR doesn't have it. Brenda doesn't have it. Southern Cats. Parabola, good to see you. Like, I don't know why it does that. It's just, these things irritate me. Oh, I know it's hard to see. All right, let me get back to the topic at hand. All right. So, we're at 1833. I'm trying to write down timestamps too. All right. So, to start off our journey today, we are going to type in Jack and Lilly, Sullivan. Jack and Lilly Sullivan update. And let's see what comes up. Okay. This first one right here, RCMP last update 2 minutes ago. Body discovered. Lilly and Jack Sullivan true crime investigation. This is from True Crime Insight. Number one, it's from a day ago. If you see these that say like 2 minutes ago in the title, it's usually bullshit. I don't like that. 2 minutes ago. Again, this is a day later and it says 2 minutes ago. But when we see that, we're gonna jump over here and we're gonna go to a well-known news organization, the CBC. CBC, Jack and Lilly Sullivan update. So the newest ones are from June 19th, 9 days ago. Right here's where I'm looking. 11 days ago, 12 days ago, 12 days ago. My heart tells me these babies are gone. Those are all things that we've covered. Okay. So more than likely, like just by checking that, you can tell that this is bullshit. But let's go ahead and watch the video. I will drop their link out of courtesy. It is not my intention to upset anybody by doing this. Right, exactly. That's where we're at, Mercedes. It's good to see you. Hey, Julie. It's not my intention to necessarily upset anybody. I just want to give you guys the tools to know what to click on and what not to click on. The reason people do this is because if you see that RCMP last update 2 minutes ago, body discovered, you're obviously going to click on it. I mean, it's got 7,600 views, right? Somebody's going to click on it and they're probably going to be mad because it's bullshit. Before we get started on it, let's look at the comments. I want to talk to you about this in just a minute ago too. I've searched the web. I'm not sure where everybody gets their information, but I'm not finding where they found a young child deceased. If the person has info, why hasn't he shared it? Come on. I've been listening to the story every day, 3 and 4 times a day since it happened, and not once have I heard that Lilly Sullivan's body was found 48 hours after they went missing. I don't even know where that came from. So as you can see, whoever made this is a fucking ghoul. Lies and more lies by the lying liars who lie. So, I mean, this person, True Crime Insight, that has 261 subscribers, just drove their channel into the ground because they lied. Because as you can see, pretty much everybody's pissed that they lied. And again, you could tell by the clickbaity title. So we'll see what they say, and I'll tell you how I can debunk it because it's probably going to be pretty dang obvious. It's playing.
RCMP say a 6-year-old who disappeared from his home has been found dead.
Okay, first of all, we're going to go back, and I'm going to start this not at the black, but I want you to watch the mouths of the people, because this is another thing I had written down, deep fakes and AI, okay? Pay attention to the people's lips. Thank you, Red Moon. That was so very sweet of you for sending $5. I really appreciate that. Red Moon said Jack and Lily. I know. I really hope that they're found. Alex, good to see you. Jenna's Gypsy, good to see you. Anders, good to see you. I believe the thing about Malaya put the kids in the car, but I don't know if the man who said that is trustworthy. He was second cousin to the grandma or something like that. Yeah, I have an issue with that. Like the second cousin, twice removed, nieces, nephews, uncles, aunts, sisters, grandma's brother. I don't, but maybe. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Those are a little bit harder to decipher. Hey, Jennifer. Okay, so I want you to watch their mouths and look at the people on the screen talking while the words are being said on this video.
RCMP say a 6-year-old who disappeared from his home has been found dead.
Nobody's lips match that. Nobody's voice sounds like that. That's AI generated over and that's not a deep fake. A deep fake is like legitly believable. That's not even halfway believable. I mean, their lips don't even line up or anything.
RCMP update after midnight. Police say the death is not considered suspicious and they will not release the cause of death.
If you believe Lily and Jack deserve true justice, hit subscribe now.
Because that's right there. That's another thing that pisses me off. If you believe Jack and Lily deserve true justice, hit subscribe now. I'm sorry. What is me subscribing to your channel? How are we getting justice for Jack and Lily by me subscribing to your channel and promoting you, or giving you my subscription to your channel? Like how is that doing anything to help Jack and Lily? It's not. And if I subscribe to your channel, I really feel like I'd be hurting the case, because this is bullshit information. I did just pin the link to the channel at the top.
Because only our combined voices can keep this case in the spotlight.
Now, that's true. The more we talk about it, the more it stays in the spotlight. Sebastian Rogers was talked about for a long time. He's not talked about much anymore because there's just not a lot of updates and nobody knows anything. But he was kept in the spotlight a lot longer than most other children because he was talked about a lot. That's true. And I like this picture of them if it's real. That's another thing I found with the Madeline Soto case. There were beautiful pictures of her, but they were not real. They were AI generated. Hey, Scratch to Paint. That is not in, I'm not even going to try voice, right, Abellas?
Tonight, you'll learn the shocking details the RCMP hasn't shared.
Okay, another big issue. Lord, this video is just full of issues. If the RCMP haven't shared the information, how the hell do you have it? Where did you get this information from if they haven't shared it? Please enlighten me.
Why the polygraph began with "Did you kill Lily and Jack?" Why their mother fled at midnight with her baby sister, and how a family cousin claims he knows exactly where Jack is being hidden. Stick with me as we dive deep into every twist.
Now, this family cousin that says he knows exactly where Jack is being hidden, do you think for a second if somebody knew where one of these children were, the RCMP wouldn't have already been on it, like daggone it? They're giving polygraph tests to everybody just to see if anybody knows information. And they've already given out, I think it's over 50 polygraph. I'm sure that Daniel and Malaya's mama's brothers, sisters, cousins, grandmas, uncles, aunt, twice removed and 3 times deceased, has been polygraphed. So again, if somebody knows where these children are, the RCMP is going to know as well. And that information is not going to be put out here on YouTube before it's put out to the press in the area, which would be the CBC and a few others that we'll talk about. Hey, AM.
Every timeline gap, every unanswered question in the race to bring Jack home. It was just past midnight when the RCMP issued a terse bulletin. A 6-year-old child's body had been discovered. No further details were released.
We could go back. I have a Broadcastify, and we could look. Let's see. We could go back and look and see through Broadcastify if that is true. I did, just as you saw, did a search 6-year-old child body found RCMP, and it does say a 6-year-old boy named Abukin Adeniyi went missing in Cold Lake, Alberta, and was found dead in a pond several hours later. The death is not considered suspicious. And then there's, oh man, there's a picture of him. So that's that story. Okay, that's not Jack and Lilly. Now, as you can see, the first two that came up is the CBC and Global News. Those are about the only two places that you're going to get information from out of Canada. I don't know about Canadians specifically. Abellis, if you know anything, or if you want to if you want to help, if you want to come up, you're more than welcome. I'll just drop the link if anybody wants to come up. But I know I'm not from Canada, I'm not in Canada, but I know for us in the United States, getting information out of Canada, I'm not trusting it unless it's coming from the RCMP website, Global News, or CBC, and I think there's one MSN one. Mallory Beavers, thank you for being a member for 7 months. That is so amazing and so sweet and so supportive, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that milestone with us. She said, "Love you, AS and Speculating Family." I love y'all too. Thank you. That was so very sweet of you. Hey, Lorraine, I answered your question. I don't know if you saw that. I know, poor baby. Okay. I was trying to see that other one. Missing People Canada, I would trust that. Lakeland Connect, I don't know about that. I don't know that. The City News, Edmonton and Winnipeg, maybe. CTV News, maybe. Winnipeg Sun. I mean, to be fair, those all seem City News seems like a news source. CTV News, I've read articles from them, so I would trust that. Winnipeg Sun, I've also read news articles from them as well. But with Jack and Lily Sullivan's case, specifically, you can go to RCMP Nova Scotia, and Abellis showed me this. Okay. Hey, Abellis. How are you?
I'm good, yes. How are you?
I am good.
Good. Hi, chat, my loves. How are you guys? And Basil?
Basil is good. He's sitting in front of the AC.
Good. I came up, but I don't really have much information about the Canadian government and what they release.
Okay.
But as far as news networks, CTV, Global, CBC, the major city newspapers. Sorry, the birds are screaming.
Oh, it's okay.
So the big city newspapers are usually pretty good. The Globe and Mail, but you have to subscribe to that.
Yeah. The Globe and Mail I did subscribe to, but you do have to subscribe to them. That's another good one. And thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah. Yeah, so the major news networks are pretty good. Usually.
Okay. Hey, Random Star and Orange Rose, thank y'all for being here.
I also find the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, they often have a lot of really good information on various countries. So they'll have information on Canada, and it's usually really accurate and some often really detailed. And it's not a Canadian network.
Right.
Yeah.
We a lot of people know about the CBC, and that is a good one that I would not have thought of. So thank you for that.
No, sorry, the BBC.
Yeah, I apologize. The BBC.
Yeah. Do you want me to stay up with you?
Oh, you can. That's up to you. I appreciate you coming up and sharing that. Either way, it's up to you. I don't know what you got going on today.
Just allegedly speculating.
Oh, okay. Well, you can stay up.
I'll stay with you. I'll be quiet. I'll just listen, and then if I have something, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Red Moon said those are all as credible as mainstream news gets. Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is absolutely best chat on YouTube. All other channels are turning on each other. Yeah. Girl, it's a bloodbath on them YouTube streets. Good Lord. Okay. All right. So this I typed in, as you saw, No, that's not what I was trying to do. Okay. So I typed in RCMP Nova Scotia because we know this is located in Nova Scotia. And right here, rcmp.ca. If we click that and my computer loads, okay, so this is the RCMP Nova Scotia website. Okay. And then we can go right here, Nova Scotia RCMP News. This is what their actual website looks like. You can click RCMP News and then give it a second to load as I've got too many tabs up. And then here you go. You have like all the news articles, missing youth, help RCMP find Willow McKenzie, who's missing out of Plymouth, Nova Scotia. And you can click on it. We'll click on that because that's a missing child. You can filter the items. This is from Pictou County, the same county where Jack and Lilly went missing, and they're trying to locate 14-year-old Willow McKenzie, who was last seen on June 27th at 5 p.m. by the Irving gas station in Plymouth. McKenzie is described as 5'4", 130 pounds. She has dark hair, possibly dyed red, and brown eyes. When someone goes missing, it has deep and far-reaching impacts for the person and those who know them. We ask the people spread the word through social media respectfully. See, even they have to say respectfully because all this nonsense.
Mm.
Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Willow McKenzie is asked to contact Pictou County District RCMP at 902-755-4141 to remain anonymous. Call Nova Scotia Crime Stoppers toll free at 1-800-222-TIPS or 8477. And then there's the website. You can submit a tip, and this is a picture of her. I hope she's back.
Yeah. Poor girl.
Yeah, that's sad. But as you saw, so this is, from the RCMP website, it is a news release. This is where you can find. So if they have found anything on Jack and Lilly, this is going to be the place that you're going to find it. You can do a start date and end date filters and things like that. This is my trusted news source when it comes to Jack and Lilly after Abellis showed me that because she's so sweet.
Check is in the mail.
Okay. And so we did find out that the 6-year-old boy who went missing, Alberta, Canada, is that close to Nova Scotia, Abellis?
No, it's close to me. It's the next province over from BC.
Okay, so there was a 6-year-old child found. However, it's like it would be all the way across the country. So it's like out by California, and Jack and Lilly went missing out by New York.
Yeah.
So it's
exactly.
like not even related. So, but go on ahead with your bad self and your YouTube video over here.
Mm-hmm.
Only that it was not considered suspicious and that the cause of death would remain private for now. Even as authorities work to identify that child, the announcement sent a shockwave through a province already on edge.
Okay, the province wasn't already on edge because it's nowhere near Jack and Lilly. It would be different if it was the same province where Jack and Lilly was found. Like it's all the way across this. I mean, and I suppose they could have got over there if somebody drove them over there, but I think that's reaching a little bit. And his cause of death was that he drowned, I do believe. And considering that when we pulled that up, and I'll pull it up again. So where it talks about it, 6-year-old boy found dead after going missing in Cold Lake. That's 7 days ago, 6 days ago. Okay.
Mm.
All of these 6-7 days ago. And then we go back to the video, and it was made, I believe, a day ago.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, 1 day ago. So this person putting out this video already knew the whole details of everything. So, I mean, again, that's another thing they're doing to clickbait and lie.
Yeah. They should be.
Weeks.
YouTube should throw people like that out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too, because it's frustrating and irritating.
Misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
You have families, like these children have families and loved ones. They don't need to see this crap.
Nope. It's so irritating. It really is because, yeah, they have family and their family is on YouTube as far as I can tell. So, like, for them to see that and think that, because they're going to question, well, does this person have insider information or something? And then, I mean, it's just, it's so nonsensical.
Yeah, it's sickening, really.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Cindy, for sending hugs to the little boy's family. Let
Well,
me grab his name real quick because I did keep calling him the little boy.
let me
Um,
see.
so the 6-year-old boy who was found deceased in the lake was named Abukin Adeniyi, I think is how you say that.
No idea.
Okay, that was his name. Prayers for his family, and I'm so sorry that that happened to him. That's horrible, and I
Yeah,
hope that they can find peace and prayer in the coming
yeah,
days.
yeah. Thank you for bringing that out and uh, exposing these people. And then you're always so great for the victims and the families and the loved ones. So thank
Oh,
you on their behalf.
sure. No, it's so sweet. Thank you guys. You guys are
Yeah.
so sweet too. Thank you. That was sweet.
Hundreds of volunteers, K-9 units, drone pilots, dive teams, and 11 divisions of the RCMP had combed dense forests, marshy bogs, and winding riverbanks in search of 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack. They had tracked.
Now we know that's true because we've looked into the case, but if we hadn't, I would be checking that too through the RCMP website.
Yeah. So they throw in a little bit of truth and a lot of garbage, basically,
Exactly.
for
Mm-hmm.
money.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Cindy said it's pathetic when they do this to innocent people. It is.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss King of anything. Good to see you. You're not late. You got here right when you were meant to be here. And hey, Miss Sarah. Thank you. You guys
Hey,
have amazing
Sarah.
integrity too.
More than 500 public tips, reviewed hundreds of hours of private camera footage, and uncovered 2 small boot prints leading into the woods. Then nothing. Now, with the tragic discovery of an unrelated child, every searcher.
So it's a minute and 38 seconds in that we find out it's an unrelated child.
Yeah.
But they've already got the click and the view time for however many minutes that was.
Exactly.
I'm glad they did say unrelated. I'll play a couple more seconds of this and then we'll move on to another one.
Okay.
Every detective, every forensic team shifted focus with renewed urgency. 4-year-old Jack's life might depend on the very next clue. By dawn, Nova Scotia's government had mobilized its highest level resources. Under the Unsolved Major Crimes Program, Premier Tim Houston announced.
Yeah, so they announced a $150,000 reward, which is important to know. But I wanted to point out real quick before we leave this, all these clips that he's showing in here show the CBC and um, clips from the news from like the CBC and things like that. Like
Yeah.
this one.
Ian Hanuman-Singh is a CBC journalist.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for that. So yeah, that one and then that one we reviewed and looked over. So I mean, and when they're showing like CBC news or whatever, I would always just go there and check first.
Mm-hmm.
Indy, this channel that's putting out this misinformation, I did pin their link to out of respect because I do drop links. It's True Crime Insight. They have 261 subscribers, and then all of their. Did they find the kids yet? AI at its finest, considering this is obviously AI, the exaggerated breaths are annoying. Is this a real person or AI? I don't want AI. So that's talking about AI, but a lot of people are, just upset and kind of pissed off about the misinformation.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you what this is right here. YouTube comment search. I heard about this and I'm just now learning about it, but I want to show you guys how to get it. I don't know how to use it the best yet, but what I typed in, I'd heard that it was a possibility. Okay. And so I typed into Google. I wish I could. Okay, hold on. I'm looking at all of my searches.
Hold on just a minute.
Hold on just a minute. All right. So I typed in plugin that lets you see every comment someone has made in a YouTube chat. Okay. And so then when I did that, it said to see every comment someone has made in a YouTube chat, you can use the following methods. And it shows you several ways to do it. I saw this YCS, YouTube comment search. That was what I had heard of when somebody else had mentioned it. So I clicked on that, or I hovered my mouse over it, and it brings this up, and I click on it. And then you get the option to add it as a plugin or an extension to your thing. And it says that you can search comments, replies, chat replay, video transcript for the current video on YouTube by contents, authors, times. I'm still learning how to use it.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it says open the video on YouTube, find the YCS extension under the current video, and click the button load all, or choose to load the categories. Write the search query and press enter, or click the button to search. So if we go back, hold on just a minute. To here, this is where I can search. So I did search. I was looking specifically for Dolly's video with Daniel Martell. So we'll go ahead and go there next. And then we'll look up some more. There's Dolly Vision.
Can I ask you an unrelated question real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Please? Will you do the Koberger trial?
I do. I plan on doing it as long as there's no other trial going on at that time. Like if Stefan's trial is going on at that time, then I'm not going to be able to do it. But other than that, yes, I plan on doing it.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you to the person who sent me the information through email on Brian Koberger yesterday. And thank you, Abellis, for the stuff that you sent me. I do appreciate that. And I do look forward to doing a deep dive and learning about Brian Koberger with y'all and all of that.
You're welcome. The article I sent you, I hadn't seen it and I thought it was interesting, but it's old already. But
Okay.
it's still interesting to me. So I thought you probably would like to see it.
Yeah.
I think it's from, what did I say, March, April? I don't remember. Anyway, it's older. It's a couple of months old at least.
Okay. Yeah, there's been a lot coming out about him. And so, okay. No Identity 1973. Thank you for being here. Said, saw Daniel with some chick at Walmart, maybe Malaya, but she lost weight. Well, that's interesting. I would love to know where you found that information. If you can verify that for me, I would love to know. But as of right now, I can't verify that. So I'm going to go with, I don't know. Vicky DeLeo, good to see you. Vicky DeLeo said, Dolly Vision is nothing but clickbait and bragging on themselves. Dolly's got a big channel. I mean, he has the right to brag. I'm going to be honest with you. Because this is a stream about honesty. I don't watch Dolly Vision. I know who he is because of the Quentin Simon case. That's where I first learned who Dolly Vision was. I watched him and Bullhorn Betty stand outside and protest and play baby crying noises at like 3 o'clock in the morning while somebody was at home on hospice trying to leave this earthly plane. And yeah, it was horrible. At that moment, I got pissed off because there was like a neighbor that was at home on hospice trying to leave this earthly plane in peace, and they're outside playing crying baby noises at 3 a.m. I just was done.
That's disgusting. I'm sorry. I'd never heard of Dolly until maybe 2 weeks ago. Myself.
Night Star, thank you for being here. Now I will say I don't know specifically who was doing that. Again, I don't have any issue with Dolly. Okay, I don't want to I don't watch him personally because I know that I've gotten frustrated a couple of times when I've clicked on some of his videos and it wasn't what I thought it was, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm also not going to attack him because he has a huge following, and so he's got to be doing something right, right?
Right.
So I'm not here to attack him in any way, shape, or form or talk shit about him. I don't know enough. I just know that I don't watch him. So therefore, obviously I wouldn't know enough.
But I was just going to say, if I don't know who was playing the baby crying at 3 a.m., but that's what I mean is who is disgusting. I don't know if Dolly was there or whatever. I don't know that. that person at all. So,
Excuse me. Yep. It was one of them, and I was just like, man, that's too much. So the YouTube extension, so, my one of my moderators sent me this, and this is from Dolly's. Now I've heard that since this, he has put this on a private stream, um, because, and I mean, again, this is just what I heard. I don't know for a fact, but I heard that it was said Daniel released some information in that stream that wasn't supposed to be released to the public. So then he put it on members only, which was confusing to me because I was like, well, why not? If it's legit information the public is not supposed to know, why wouldn't you delete the stream instead of like putting it on a higher tier to make people pay to watch it? But
mhm,
that's just my thought. I don't know for a fact if that's what happened. That's just what I heard. But to be fair, we're talking about rumors, lies, and things like that, and that 100% could be a rumor or a lie. So don't run with that.
right.
Back to the YouTube extension. Um, one of my moderators sent me this, and it shows Daniel Martell, and it shows all of the comments he made on that stream. And so I will read them to you. I think it starts at the bottom. I can't dive into evidence because it's part of the investigation. Her mom had her on SSRI since she was young from trauma and biological dad. No relationship now. Her family took 2 of my sweaters when they left, watched them be planted when investigators close in. I'm working with investigators. Yes, I told them. Her family is about to be polygraph examined soon. And we know that that happened because he did talk to the CBC about that. But
Yeah.
this happened today. No, the sweaters were taken when they left because I was up at the command center and it's a kilometer away and I had to walk back from there. And again, we do know that Malaya left while they were at the command center. Um, Daniel said that they were going over areas that they had already searched for Jack and Lilly, and they were talking about that they hadn't found anything. Malaya got upset and walked away and sat in the back of an ambulance. Her mother went with her, and then they both left together. So, I mean, that makes sense. I was up at the command center. It's a kilometer away, and I had to walk back from there. I mean, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Malaya was scared of Biodad, scared of kids' Biodad. One blue sweater, one white one, 1617 and 1618 marked absent.
What
She
does that
broke,
mean? Sorry.
I don't, no, you're good. I said 16. I meant 617 and 618 marked absent. I would think that was um
The,
calendar dates,
the
right?
date?
Because
Yeah. So June 17th
and
and June
18.
18th.
But it doesn't make sense because they went
No.
missing in May, and I know over in England, like, when you write your dates, it would be like
Yeah.
18-6-25 for June 18th of 2025. It would say 18-6 because the month is in the middle instead of the day. Is
Yeah.
it like that in Canada?
Yes. I do that. At work, we've always done that. But this wouldn't make sense because there is no 17th and 18th month.
Right. So
So,
if indeed this is talking about a date,
yeah.
then yeah, that doesn't make sense because if it was Daniel, it would be 17-6 and 18-6. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, again, it doesn't make sense because that's June. So unless he's talking about Malaya marked absent from work or something, I mean, the
Mm.
kids went missing in May.
I mean, unless he's doing it the other way. I know Americans do it the other way, and so maybe some Canadians pick that up and do it like that. So I don't know. But those dates would make sense anyway,
Right.
as far as the date being the day being the 6th wouldn't make sense in this context. So I don't know
Right.
what that's about.
Yeah, because there's no 17th or 18th month, like you said.
Yeah.
So it continues. She broke unsupervised vision protocols by CPS. Meadow will be taken. I know the guy that said she was on the run. I was the one that told investigators. Now this was, I'm assuming again, like the 17th or 18th of June, somewhere around that time frame, and we still haven't heard anything from the news about her being on the run or the sweaters or anything. Now, I don't know necessarily that the news would release that, but I would think we would have heard. I mean, if you think about like the news here in the US, they get information that the investigators don't necessarily want out all the time. I mean, think about the Brian Koberger stuff, the information that was released that wasn't supposed to be released. So I would think if it's out there that she was on the run and Meadow was taken or something, that it would be released by the news agencies in Canada. But I could be wrong about that, to be sure. I don't know.
Right. I don't either.
Donna said that is the time she called the school. Okay. So that makes sense. If she called, they said, okay, so another channel we're going to talk about when we get there is it's a criming shame. And she had been talking with a family member, and the family member said that Malaya called the school to say that Jack and Lily Sullivan would be absent, and she called the school switchboard at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay. So that makes more sense. 6:17 or 6:18.
Yeah, that
Hour.
makes sense. 6:17 or 6:18 is when she called that morning and said they were not gonna be there.
Okay. Well, that's pretty specific for him to say 6:17 and 6:18.
Well, I mean,
Mhm.
I thought that too, but, like,
Like, so,
considering
you would say, like, we
around
found around 6:20 or 6:15
yeah,
or after. Not so specific. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just, it's just odd.
no, you're good. I agree with you. I'm wondering if he's saying that though because it's something that has been, looked into and, like with the police, given a definite time, maybe that's what he's doing because of the investigation. They're saying, okay, we have it. We know for a fact that the time that she called per the cell phone search or whatever was 6:17 and 6:18. So I
Right.
was thinking maybe he said it for that reason, but normally, yes, you would say like between 6:15 and 6:30.
Right.
Hey,
Can I say
Tony.
hi to Stocky really quick?
Yes.
Hi, Stocky, really quick.
Hey, Michelle, and hey, Shraddha. JDR said she's not on the run and she's not wanted by police. She is not under arrest and police know where she is. And I feel like that's the case because if the media found out that Malaya was on the run or wanted by police, it would be in the media. Like,
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
my thought on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
The
thank you.
journalists are pretty good at finding things like that.
David and Catherine, thank you for being here. So they got an email, so it was actually an app she used. Our kids are in the same board of education. Okay, and Kalisa said that the mom called the school 6:17, 6:18 is in a school app. Thank you guys for that.
Perfect. Thank you.
She called from Daniel's phone. That's how he has. Okay, thank you. You don't an email when calling the main switchboard. Okay. Thank you guys. And hey, Vero, I don't know if I said hey to you, sweetheart. Okay, so that makes sense.
Don't
And
you know?
then we'll go back down here. And so she broke unsupervised. Okay, so the last one we read on the other page was I know the guy that said she was on the run. I was the one that told investigators. She's not mom's. I tried calling investigators a few hours later and still no answer back. Investigators usually call back. At this point, he's made a moderator. The reason that I'm assuming Dolly did that is so that he could tell if this because people will come in under fake names. And so I'm assuming he made Daniel a moderator because he had somehow verified that this was indeed Daniel Martell to his expectations. So he made him a moderator. So if anybody else came in under that name, he would know that this is the right Daniel Martell. I haven't been able to verify that. I'm going to show you what I can do to try to verify it, but I don't really know.
Mhm.
But we're going to talk about that as soon as we get done reading this. So it continues. Yep. Here, no at CPS, granting supervised visits with Meadow. No evidence can be given out. Her family made shit up to CPS. Her family found them. Yes, her family found everything and got CPS involved and also started this. And let me read that again. Yes, her family found everything and got CPS involved and started disturbance outside the house. They yelled, I did it, kept saying, I did it. Her family thought it was a fun family reunion, no tears. No, Malaya was hugging and kissing me up to 5 minutes before she talked privately with her mom. After that, Malaya kept saying, I have to leave with mom. I have to leave with mom.
Hmm.
RCMP said drug test not a concern, I asked.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
go ahead.
They said something about the family found them. What's that about?
I don't know.
Okay. That was weird.
It was weird. So what I would do is, well, I got that extension thing, right? Where I can look up people,
Mm-hmm.
and so that one said Daniel tells all must see.
Sorry about my little noises when I go. I don't mean to cut you off. It's
Oh,
just natural. I'm trying to not do that.
oh, it's okay, honey. You're good. You're good, my love.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep. I'm going to grab. No, I'm not trying to create a post about Dolly. I'm going to grab Dolly's link real quick and share that because I am about to go over his video and I share everybody's stuff. Well, not, we're about to talk about him and I share everybody's links out of respect. Hold on just a minute. My phone's being slow. There we go. Okay, so I'm replacing the pinned message now with Dolly's, and this is the link to his video. Okay, so we can go here first of all, and you can right here transcript, show transcript. So we can click show transcript, and it's going to pop up here. Okay, and then you can hit Control or CTRL and then F on your keyboard, and this little box right here pops up. So I can type in Daniel Martell, DANIEL MARTELL. I don't know why it's stinging in my ear. And so it doesn't say there's any for Daniel Martell. I'll try Daniel. Daniel shows up 53 times, so I can hit this up and you can see Daniel's name is highlighted. Yeah, definitely prayers for Jack. And what Daniel's saying, will you have to go? We can go again. 52. This is starting all the way at the bottom, so we'll go to the first one.
Cool.
Oh, and it'll show you Daniel down here. So we're going back. Sometimes you need to stay up to watch him write Daniel, the father of Meadow. And I mean, so there you can search that person's name or whatever keyword you want in the transcript. Now, this thing that I got, this extension, this is where that YouTube extension comes in. And I'm going to type in Daniel, okay, DANI, like we did with the transcript. And I'm going to click search. Okay, so it shows me here all the comments. And a lot of people are saying Daniel, but I'm not seeing his screen name so far. Now, that again is the YCS YouTube extension that I was just talking about. Okay. The jury's out on the Diddy trial. Hey, Lori. I think he's guilty. It really, Kalisa said it really could be a controlling DV type situation where Malaya told Daniel whatever he needed to hear until she could leave safely with her mom. Abusers don't always look bad to anyone else. I know that feeling more than you would believe, and it's very possible. That is a very possible speculation.
Wow.
Diddy's now with the jury. Okay. All right. So with that YouTube extension, like I said, we finally figured out how it works, and it shows all the comments made. Now that one, these I guess are comments after the fact. Where he commented in there that Daniel Martell screen name, I know I know that if like you see that person comment and you're in that chat, you can click on them and it'll take you to their page. But I don't know if that's just like for my channel, or because like, or if it works for everybody's channel. So let me take you. Hold on. Let me. My brain's going too fast. Let's try Daniel Martell. I don't know if it'll let me search like people. Yeah, it's not gonna let me. So I'd have to click on the name. Now let me show you. I'll go to our live right now. Okay, now here I'm going to pick on, who am I going to pick on? Bad girl. Okay, so
Pick on bad girl.
if I click on bad girl right here, I can say right here, go to channel, and I can go to her channel.
Look out, bad girl.
And there is bad girl's channel. I am not subscribed.
Oh,
Okay, so as you just saw, I clicked on her channel and it brought me here. Now, I don't know, again, if that is just for like my channel. So we're going to try it with another channel, and I'll show you one more time. I'm going to pick on you, Red Moon. So I'm going to click on Red Moon and go to channel activity, and oh, there I can see. So I can see comments that she's made. Okay, because
but
she's not a
just
moderator.
right, but just on your channel or other channels?
I think I know the comments thing is just on my channel, so I can see the comments that she's made and things like that. That's for my channel.
Okay.
Let's go here. Oh no, I need something live. We'll go here. Okay. Well, nobody's talking there. So I know, what a cute little kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go here. We're going to pick on Court TV real quick. All right, so I'm going to try it on Court TV's website, a channel that I'm not a moderator of or anything. So yeah, here, if I click on it, it just says report or block. They don't have the at thing either. Okay, so I guess scratch that, because I guess you can only do that when you're when it's your channel or you're a moderator, which kind of sucks.
It's interesting though.
Good
It's
gracious.
well organized. Was that Basil?
No, it was one of the chitlins, one of the children's. Hey, Aurora. She's fast on the keyboard.
I know, right?
I'm sorry, Red Moon, for picking on you, sweetheart. Okay. My hubby said because the victims kept going back and he paid them. I don't know. I don't like Diddy. Oh, goodness.
I
Okay.
don't like him either. I've never liked him.
So I'm going to find one more video on Jack and Lilly Sullivan on here. Hold on. Let me get it pulled up. And then we'll talk about Facebook and TikTok. Like when the police and the RCMP have to come out and be like, you know, don't run with rumors and speculations and things like that, like online. Don't, you know, verify your sources. It's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Shocking update. The family's phone GPS held the clues. All right. Here's another one. RCMP found a body that looks like the same. Somebody used it looks like exact same video here that you went over here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy. Because that's the exact same thing.
Wow.
Mm.
So maybe they're trying to make money out of various channels with the same information.
Yeah, and this is in child abuse ECA network. Shocking 5 minutes ago breakthrough final update RCMP found body. Like, and the name is in child abuse. Like, that really makes me mad.
Yeah.
And again, if you believe that these children deserve justice, subscribe. I don't.
Yeah, that's bad.
I don't like this, but I'm not gonna pick on Dolly. I'm gonna leave Dolly alone. And I'm gonna scroll on somewhere else. I don't like that there's a tent there. Like, that makes me upset. There's a blood spatter on her. I don't like stuff like that. That's just a personal thing. Family's phone GPS held the clues. I mean, I'm actually kind of curious. So let's see what Dolly says. Hopefully It'll be okay, and I won't get in trouble. I don't want to. Oh, dang. Were y'all not able to see that? Hold on. I'm sorry if y'all weren't able to see it. I apologize.
Yeah, it's small for me, so I wasn't sure. I should have said something.
Okay. Oh, no, you're good. I'm going to star that. Thank you, JDR. I do remember that now that you said it. Daniel has a YouTube channel about Pokemon.
Oh.
I remember that, and I remember looking it up, but I don't know how easy it would be to find it now. Okay. So I'm going to see what Dolly says about this GPS situation.
In public a day before they disappeared. We've reached Robert Parker. He is the warden of the municipality of Pictou County.
Now this, I don't know if this will be out of the video because it has music in the background. Hopefully it'll be able to be in here, but I did notice that on his video, the people that are talking, like, it lines up. It's not an AI generated. This is an actual news clip because when he talks, his mouth lines up with the words. So
Yeah.
that's good so far.
Is in Central West River.
One thing that's short in this sad affair is good information. When good information isn't available, then false information or whatever people decide on their own.
Hello and welcome back. In this video, we bring you the most recent
Now that was true, and I'm glad he put that in there. When there's not information available, people run with rumors, speculation, and lies. And if that ain't the truth, I don't know what is.
Yeah. You know what? I've just noticed in that picture, it looks like there's a little creek. Sorry to go off on
No, you're
tangent.
good. Right here?
Yeah. It goes all the way up into the forest over there on the left and the right.
Yeah.
Oh, or a ditch or something.
Yeah, very possible. And it looks like that, whatever that is what they used to go across it.
Yeah. I hadn't noticed that before.
I hadn't either. That was a good catch. I wonder if they found, because if they walked that creek, there would be muddy boot prints in it.
Yeah. Unless there is water. See the boot print.
Yeah.
The boot print. If I could speak, it would help.
You're good.
Firm developments in the ongoing search for 6-year-old.
Now, this is using AI generated voiceover, but he's not attempting to make it look like reporters are talking and it's AI generated. And he's not trying to make it look like reporters are saying what the AI generated person is saying. Like, he's showing pictures and things like that while the AI is talking. So that's good so far.
Yes.
Hey, horse lover. What makes you mad? They would have found them there soon. It's so close. Yeah, they probably would have.
Well, it depends. I mean, if they walked away in a little creek and we can't see the boot prints and they keep walking towards a river, say, or that pond we noticed or any other body of water. But I'm sure I'm sure that was looked
Checked.
at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Pardon me.
Old Lilly Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, who were reported missing from their rural Nova Scotia home nearly 4 weeks ago. Since their disappearance on May 2nd, 2025, the community has remained desperate for answers. Today, we focus only on the new information released by authorities between May 27th and May 29th.
Okay, so they said new information. Okay, so new information released by authorities between May 27th and May 29th. And this video is from 4 weeks ago. So that adds up. So far, everything in Dolly's video is good because at the time this video dropped, which was 4 weeks ago, new information would have just been released on May 27th or May 29th because that's around the time this video was put out.
Right.
So far, Dolly's doing good, which I'll be honest with you is surprising me. Because again, like I said, I don't watch him, and so I kind of had probably unfairly made up my mind about the situation, and maybe I shouldn't have done that because this is all true, legit information.
This is not a repeat of earlier updates, but a comprehensive summary of the most recent and significant details.
The desperate search continues here in Pictou County, Nova Scotia. More than 100 search and rescue workers, many of them volunteers.
So it like twitches, but I think he's doing that so he can use the information without getting a copyright so that it is changed. But the words line up with what he's saying. Like that is actually what he's saying. So again, good.
Continue their efforts working alongside the RCMP. The search area has expanded on an hourly basis, and the methods being deployed are also changing. Originally, there were 2 search and rescue helicopters. Now there are 3, and rescue workers have deployed 5 drones.
Hey, Angry Rabbit, I've got something for you. This is our Angry Rabbit. That's you, Angry Rabbit.
Oh
Hello.
my God, that is so cute.
It is. It is so cute. I love it. I love it.
That was in Basil, right? No.
No. Basil is gray. And like,
Yeah.
well, he sheds, but like it's so cute because right behind his ear, like under his ears on the back of his neck, he'll have like the most like brown red fur ever. But everywhere else it's like that gray and brown tan.
Oh, sweet.
He's such a sweetheart.
He is.
This is my baby.
Mine.
Thought you might like that.
Mine, Vero. Mine.
He's all stretched out right now in front of the AC, just chilling.
To assist in their efforts to find these missing children.
As of May 29th, the RCMP has now confirmed a crucial refinement in the timeline. After nearly 4 weeks of investigation, video surveillance and eyewitness statements have established that Lilly and Jack were last seen in public, alive, and accompanied by family members during the afternoon of May 1st. This is the day before their disappearance was reported by the family. Previously, that timeline had been vague, with authorities hesitant to commit to any last verified sighting. Now, with these new confirmations, police are narrowing their focus.
Todd, police are still looking for 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan in Pictou County.
Now, again, I know that like it's glitchy, but like I said, it's because he has to transform it in order to use those news clips. But other than that, the words are lining up. Like so far, I haven't found anything wrong with this video. I'm honestly surprised. I honestly don't think 2 young kids could outdo adults in those woods as helicopters, drones, and dogs, etc. Well, you'd be surprised where children can get up under and hide and not be located. They can crawl, they can go in places that we as adults wouldn't be able to fit or even think to look, unfortunately.
I was thinking about Travis, and I was thinking, I wonder if he climbed up in a tree and just watched all the police go by underneath him in the forest.
I've thought about that too. I really have.
Trees are humongous.
Yep.
He could be packed up there with food and water. I mean, not after all this time, but in the beginning.
Right. I want to talk about that because you sent me that article saying that none of the DNA located, like none of it was Travis Decker. So was he ever even in those woods?
Right.
Like, I don't know. Lori said, wondering if the kids made it home after being seen on CCTV. I mean, it's a good question.
RCMP decided last Wednesday to scale back the search, but they insist they're still following every lead. Lilly and Jack were reported missing more than a week ago and were believed to have wandered away from their home in Lansdowne Station. Since the initial search started, RCMP say they've covered over 5 square kilometers of heavily wooded rural terrain in the area. So far, they've received over 180 tips and interviewed 35 people, among them those closest to the children, including family.
The RCMP has issued an urgent request for dash cam or home surveillance footage from the Gairloch Road area, specifically between 12 p.m. on April 28th and 12 p.m. on May 2nd. This includes any vehicle or pedestrian activity that may have occurred in this rural zone.
So, I mean, like I said, honestly, that's a decent video. I mean, I haven't found anything wrong with it, so that one was good.
Yeah.
I didn't watch long enough to see the GPS held the clues, but I mean, so far it's good. I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary or bad. What is this? Crime cases, shocking new evidence revealed. RCMP's breakthrough. 5 days ago. Okay, so well, that's an hour. Let's go to
5 days ago from today.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hmm. I want to know where those.
Just a few days ago, Daniel Martel spoke out, claiming that Malaya was on the run from CPS and the RCMP with 3 children, including Meadow, their shared child. He was frantic, saying that Malaya had fled.
Okay, first of all, it's AI, and I guess if you type in Malaya's name, it might say it messed up, but we can't verify that that was him and he actually said that.
Yeah.
Now I know people are going to run with that because it could be true. We can't say it's not true, so therefore people are going to run with it. I personally wouldn't, but that's just me personally. Um, I wish they just spelled Malaya's name right.
Yeah, I was thinking that. And also, he was frantic. Daniel has not been frantic. He's been pretty calm the whole time.
Yep.
But just adding words to get people excited.
Yep.
In my opinion.
The shock and awe. And again, they started the title with shocking new evidence revealed. Thank you for bringing up Michele After Dark. I wanted to talk about her and I wanted to talk about deception.
I remember years and years and years and years ago when CNN first started out, every day, every hour, every minute, they had breaking news.
Oh, Lord.
And I remember, and now I'm used to it. I don't even see it anymore. But at the time, it was really shocking. You never saw that.
Right.
So you'd stop whatever you were doing. If I had CNN on the TV or breaking news. What? Oh, nothing.
Yeah,
and
it gets annoying.
It's continued, right? It's continued into YouTube and into everything.
Yep.
Crazy.
It is.
Back in the old days when we used to crank our TVs, you guys.
Had to kickstart that thing. I did just drop the link. This is crime cases. Let's see what the comments say on here. So they said justice is one step closer for the Sullivan family. Stay tuned for more updates as the RCMP investigates further. True crime documentary fans, let us know what you think of this new evidence. This one said, can you just get to the point, please? This case is absolutely mind-boggling. It feels like every time they uncover something, it just leads to more questions. I can't believe the confusion around Malaya's actions. Is she really trying to protect her kids? I don't feel sorry for the biological father. If he felt the police thought he could be guilty, he is guilty of abandoning his children. The role of Malaya's mother, Cindy, is a huge mystery. It's heartbreaking to think that Lilly and Jack can still be out there. So, I mean, just by the comments, it seems like maybe they're not sharing misinformation, that we know of it as. I can't verify that Malaya is on the run or anything. Nobody can.
Right. It's not fair to the bio dad to say things like that. They don't know what happened. They weren't there,
Right. I agree. I do see this chapter called Cody Sullivan's criminal record, and that has me curious because what they pulled up on Cody Sullivan was not the actual criminal record. Yeah, this we found out was not true because number one, I'll tell you how we first found out is because this is all Prince George law courts. Prince George, Canada, is over by Abellis. So again, it's like Prince George is in California, while everything to do with Jack and Lilly is in New York, if we're going to relate it to the United States. So it could be, Cody Sullivan could have went all the way across the across the country. But it's not probable. Like, yeah, it's possible he could be from the other side, but not more than likely not.
Yeah, but the mom said no, and I mean there
That's
could be 25 Cody Lee Sullivans in Canada.
right. And just like Abellis just pointed out, I was gonna say this is the interview with the mother, and she said it wasn't him, and
Yeah,
this person's got that in there before they even pulled up the criminal record.
yeah. I mean
So
the document looked legit, but it doesn't mean it's their dad.
right, and a lot of times people will run with that and share that things like that, without knowing for a fact, like unless you got his date of birth, or if it was a Cody Sullivan that was like Pictou County, the same area and everything, I would say yeah, more than likely that's
Yeah,
probably him. But even at that, I would say it could possibly be.
right. It's the
That's
same thing with Jennifer Soto. One of the cops was named that.
Yep.
So names,
Yep.
they just went and found a Cody Sullivan in Prince George and saw his rap sheet and just ran with it.
Hmm.
Pardon me.
Red Moon said, I believe biological grandmother. Sierra Jean, thank you for being here. More attention to the case. Angry Rabbit said Daniel's family seems to be busy covering their own tracks. Why hasn't his mom or family joined him during media interviews? They were there, right? That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please make sure to state things as your opinion, if you don't mind. And thank you.
That's your opinion, BG.
There was a Japanese soldier who survived the forest for 29 years because he didn't know World War II had ended. I have no doubt Decker can last in the
Yeah,
forest a long time. That's interesting.
that's a fact. I remember that case.
That's crazy.
He was still fighting. Like when they found him, he was like still thinking that the war was still on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. So I wanted to talk about Deception Detective. Now he's got a lot of videos on Jack and Lily Sullivan. I don't I watch him sometimes. I don't watch him a lot. I am subscribed, but I wanted to show you, I mean, so when we come to Deception Detective, he says his bio says attorney exposing lies and manipulation. So he's basically trained, supposedly, allegedly, because I mean, I don't know, I haven't seen personally his work history, resume, but allegedly he is trained to be able to detect deception. Okay. At the end of the day, any video that he puts out is going to be his opinion. It's
Yeah.
not etched in stone. It's not fact, but he presents it as, I am trained in the art of deception, and so I'm looking at body language and things like that to see what I see in these interviews and tell you what I think. We will talk about one, I guess this one from 6 days ago, the worst interview ever. I don't
I know
have
the truth.
I don't have an issue with him, like I said, because he presents it as I am trained in the art of deception and I am going over body language, and this is what I see as a trained professional. Now, again, I haven't personally seen his resume, so I can't verify it, but I trust it so far.
I like this kind of stuff. I love body language.
I do too. I like it too. I just, I always try to remind myself though that at the end of the day, it is just their opinion. Like if we had several body language experts in the room, I'm sure some of them might have some different opinions on some of the things that one sees and one doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I like the behavior panel.
I've heard a lot about them. I haven't
Oh,
watched a lot of them, but I've heard a lot about
really?
them.
Do you know
Yeah,
who they interviewed Jim Smith, who interviewed Russell Williams, and
really.
that is a fascinating. Oh my God, it was so good. We should watch that sometimes, or you should watch that sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
maybe we
really,
can.
really good.
Okay, I'll definitely look into that and see what we can do.
Mhm.
So I pinned Deception Detective's link at the top of the chat. This is a Deception Detective. You can definitely check him out. Mercedes said they had to fly his former commander to the Philippines to release him of his command over loudspeaker. Oh my God.
Who's this? I'm sorry?
The guy that thought that it was World War II and he was in the
Oh,
forest.
yes, that's right. That's right, Nino. You're right.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah. It's a really interesting story. Poor guy, right? 30 years later,
Yeah.
he's still in the forest.
Like, like everybody just rolled out without him. Like, what even happened? I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah. I think he was on an island. Like there are so many islands in Southeast Asia that you just get lost, like in Indonesia and these places like that. There are places that still have big, large mammals that we haven't discovered yet. It's so remote and it's so crazy. And I think he was on an island somewhere. I'd have to look him up.
That's cool. I mean, that's not cool. It's interesting. All right.
Yeah. Poor dude.
Stony Sony Photos. Thank you for being here. It says, hi from Las Vegas. I'm listening as working today at the Erotic Heritage Museum. That sounds cool.
Ooh.
That sounds really interesting. That is intriguing. I'm gonna have to check that out one day. I've never been to Vegas. Thank you for for dropping in and saying, hey, that's really cool. Oh, I might have given y'all misinformation, so I apologize if I did. Red Moon said Deception Detective actually doesn't believe in reading body language. He analyzes their words. He believes body language isn't helpful. So I do apologize about that. He does language, not their body language, but their words. I
Interesting.
apologize. Thank you for that, Red Moon. So
Cool. Interesting.
all right, so let's see what he says.
I didn't kill Lilly and Jack.
It's been 6 weeks now since you've seen Lilly and Jack. I just want to ask, how are you holding up?
It's been from sadness to anger at this point. And I know the RCMP and major crimes are working around the clock trying to piece everything together. And I'm grateful for that. But it always leaves the question, 6 weeks has gone by. And we know at this point they're not in the woods. And where are they?
That's the stepfather of two missing Nova Scotian children, and I agree. He knows the truth. He didn't kill them, and they're not in the woods. So in today's video, let's watch the rest of Daniel's CBC interview and see what else he reveals. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. If that's your thing, hit subscribe.
No, he says he's an attorney trained in language analysis, and he exposes deception and lies, which if that it again, I can't, I haven't personally seen his resume, but I do believe him.
Right.
Stony said, yes, we are a real museum. I would definitely go there. If I'm ever in Vegas, I'm definitely going to go by there. That sounds really interesting.
So my mom put a nickel in a machine in Vegas.
Mhm.
We were just driving through. We didn't stop. And she won a jackpot of $20 in nickels.
Oh, wow. I bet that was a lot of nickels.
It was her claim to fame. So she used to say, I've been to Vegas and I won the jackpot.
Oh my goodness.
Funny.
That is so funny. That's a really cool story.
Exclusives and other cool perks, join the channel. Link in description. The most common type of lie is a lie of omission. In other words, the speaker simply leaves out key information. That's the reason I can say I honestly agree with everything he said in that clip, but I still think he has guilty knowledge. When he said he knows the truth about his guilt or innocence, I believe him, but I think he was omitting the fact that he knows who is guilty. When he said he didn't kill Lilly and Jack, I believe that too, but I think he's omitting the fact that he knows how they died. Finally,
So I appreciate him saying, number one, he says, I think, so therefore presenting it as his thought, opinion, or speculation. I noticed that he said, I think he's omitting the truth. I think he's doing this. I think he's doing that. He didn't say he is doing this. He is doing that. He knows who killed him. So that's good. All these are good things.
Oh, he's the guy with the deception deck. I remember him. It's
Yeah.
like he's got a deck of cards. Have you seen that?
I have, and
Yeah.
he advertises it a lot, and I know a lot of people have those decks, and so I did want to talk about that. He's got this up on the screen. I don't have the deck personally, but it says spotting common lies, and then you have this like lightning bolt. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Testimony oath. I mean, that's all legit information. That is a testimony oath.
Yeah.
It says when evaluating statements for deception, consider the three components of the testimony oath, which those would be commission, omission, and distortion. Commission says this involves both face lies of commission, where an individual outright contradicts the oath's pledge to tell the truth through direct falsehoods. Omission. Here, lies of omission occur. The subject tells part of the truth, but intentionally omits incriminating or crucial information, not adhering to the whole truth. And three, distortion. The final method involves information treatment. The truth is presented but is wrapped with additional language, such as exclusion, qualifiers, or a passive tone, deviating from nothing but the truth.
Interesting.
That is, and the fact that he has this deck though, and it does have all of that helpful information, and it like none of that stuff that I read there I believe to be a lie. I believe it to be the truth.
Yeah.
So he's kind of giving you your own way to validate what he's saying. So again, I mean, all good things so far.
I think I'll order one.
I heard they're like $75. I heard.
Yeah, they're expensive. That's why I didn't get one yet. But now I'm thinking more about getting distortion. Jody Hildebrandt traumatized me. I can't listen to that word anymore.
Oh, I'll
With
have
her
to.
distortion of anyway.
Yeah, I stayed away from that case, but I need to look into
Oh,
it.
did you? It's an interesting case.
Yeah. Well,
At least nobody died. The
yeah,
children
thank
were able
God.
to survive. Yes, exactly.
After being locked in a dang safe, like there's
My
no airflow. What are you doing?
crazy women, those two.
Yeah.
When he said he knows the kids aren't in the woods around his house, I think that's because he's omitting the fact that he has a very good idea of where they actually are. All right, without further ado, let's watch.
I know the truth. I didn't kill Lilly and Jack.
It's been 6 weeks now since you've seen Lilly and Jack. I just want to ask, how are you holding up?
It's been a long 6 weeks. I know that everybody basically in the world at this point is always wanted to know like what happened. It's been from sadness to anger at this point. And I know the RCMP and major crimes are working around the clock trying to piece everything together. And I'm grateful for that. But it always leaves the question, 6 weeks has gone by, and we know at this point they're not in the woods. And where are they?
Did you feel in the beginning that they suspected you?
Of course. The stepfather was always a prime suspect right off the beginning.
I like how he put himself in here like this, and again, that's changing the like in order to use a clip from a video, you have to change it, and with him being there on camera, that changes it. So, and I like
Oh,
the way you can see in real time his reaction.
okay, that's good. Good to know.
Mhm. And we watched this interview that he is titling the worst interview ever.
Yeah, that's funny because I like this interview. I don't
I
know.
did too. I thought it had a lot of good information, but we'll see.
And I believe Daniel, and I'm not an expert, but I tend to believe him. That's me.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe him too. But see, and again, just using logic, like I would think if they had anything on him or Malaya, that they would have been arrested by now. So
Well, that I'm not so sure because sometimes it takes a long time.
you think so?
Yeah, it's taken years to catch like Morphew or whatever his name is.
You're right. Yeah, that's a
You
good one.
know? So
Yeah, that's a good relation for that. So yeah, very true.
we don't know what they have, you know?
Right.
You felt that from the beginning.
Yeah.
But you don't feel that now.
True.
No, I don't feel that at all. I asked for the lie detector exam, the polygraph exam. I gave them my phone. I told him I, do drug tests because there's a lot of rumors online about a drug party. I know the person that said those rumors, and it was just to take the heat off themselves.
Was there any kind of party?
So I did have a screenshot of this, and when we went over this interview, I talked about that. What he says is interesting about there was no party the day before they went missing, but the comment says Wednesday or Thursday. And if you guys need me to pull that up to show you, I definitely can. I'm interested to see what he's going to say about it. Gina Marie, hello, and thank you for being here. Gina said, the deception detective deck is useful in everyday life. I've referenced it when questioning personal interactions with friends and family. How interesting.
It is interesting. I think I'll get it.
Yeah, y'all were making me want to get one.
No.
Was there any kind of gathering that someone
No.
might have thought was a party?
No.
There were no people at the house?
No. Not the night before.
Okay, you mentioned you offered to take a polygraph test.
So he's looking over. He says, no, not the night before. Again, that was weird for me because the comment said specifically Wednesday or Thursday. So,
Right. I
um,
thought they had said the party was in the afternoon. Didn't someone say that? Or is that
yeah, I'll go ahead and pull it up. You have to give me, let me.
while you do that, Hannah, Basil is mine, not you guys's. No, no, no. He's my Basil.
My
Right,
Basil.
Ace?
Okay, hold on. All right, you'll have to give me a minute because it's probably way far back. All my case photos. Okay, it's somewhere here. It was like one of the first things that we got.
Mm-hmm. Basil.
There. Okay, yeah. The comment said, they live 500 feet from me. I didn't even know kids lived there at all. I thought it was a drug house. There's always cars there. And it's so odd to me that I can't remember clearly if it was Wednesday or Thursday. But there were so many cars there on that particular day that the driveway was full and a car was even parked on the side of the main road. It was like 2 p.m. at the latest. I remember driving past, judging them, thinking how they were probably in there sharing a pipe or whatever. And then boom, Friday, this all comes out. It's interesting because he says that he knows the person who said that, and that person was just trying to get the heat off of them. But he also says there was no party there the night before, and that person clearly just said Wednesday or Thursday. So,
And 2 p.m.
yep, 2 p.m. Yep. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Karen's best. Thank you for being here. No new word on the kids yet.
No.
She should have jumped on that. She should have asked, was there a party anytime that week? Yeah.
Good point.
I heard the neighbors were making things up, said Aurora. I agree. It again, the original issue I had with that was that they said they wrote out the word a, like they live 500 feet from me. It's like you're trying too hard to sound like you're from the area. That's not. I mean, you can let me know definitively, but like if you're texting somebody, Abellis, are you going to add the word a in?
Not unless I'm joking.
Right. Okay. So that was, yeah, my biggest issue with that.
Yeah. But again, I live across the country. There's cultural differences. But still, I wouldn't do that, but someone else might.
Right. And the other issue is something we're going to talk about in just a minute. That comment came from Facebook, and we're going to go over to Facebook and TikTok and talk about all that too. Yeah, trying too hard to sound like they're from the area. Exactly, Vero.
Yeah.
Did the RCMP take you up on that?
Yes, it did.
And how did that unfold?
Before we get into this next part about the polygraph, I want to point out one glaring omission already in this interview. And that's the fact that Daniel never said he's innocent. Instead, like a lawyer with a guilty client who doesn't want to lie to the judge, he's dropping all these breadcrumbs of circumstantial evidence without doing the easiest, most obvious thing to do if you're actually innocent. Say, I'm innocent. Remember, for context, expecting an innocent person who's being falsely accused of doing something wrong to simply declare their innocence is a very low threshold. So the fact that Daniel hasn't met it in any of the interviews I've seen so far is a giant red flag. Let's keep watching.
Mention
I agree with that to an extent, but I think like just like with them talking about let's take for example, the kids were last seen at 8 o'clock that morning, but weren't reported missing till 10. And Malaya saying that they went outside this one time by themselves. I think they're covering up for bad parenting, or a little bit of neglectful parenting. And I think that he feels guilty about the neglectful parenting. So he's like, we are thinking in his mind and his feelings. If I had to guess, if I had to assume or speculate, I'm going to speculate that he feels guilty about a little bit of bad parenting and maybe not keeping as close an eye on them as he maybe should have. So he's not like he feels like he's guilty of something, and so therefore is not like touting his innocence all over the place because he does feel guilt for that, but he's not necessarily guilty of hurting the children, if that makes sense.
It does, yeah. I agree completely with you. That makes complete sense. So he's not going to say I'm innocent because maybe I didn't lock the door or I didn't close the gate or something.
Right.
But
Exactly.
I didn't, he has said I didn't kill them. And I believe him when he says that because he's nodding yes, or he's doing, to me, his body language looks correct to me. I'm not an expert.
Right.
But when he's saying I didn't kill them, I believe him. He's looking at her right in the eye.
Yep.
So, yeah. So I agree with what you're saying.
Right. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, it's very important also, like, if they're looking up and away when they say that, if they're making eye contact with the individual, that's another way to
Mhm.
tell if they're telling the truth and things like
And
that.
his body is relaxed. He's not tapping his feet. He's not squishing his hands.
Yep. Think about Jen Soto in the news interview, how shaky she was all the
Oh
time.
my gosh. I thought she was on a vibrating bed or something.
Right.
Like,
Hey, Splinker, thank you for being here. Said by him saying, not the night before. To me, this is leakage. There was a party, just not that specific night. Yes, exactly.
right.
Red Moon said, we really don't say a very often in Canada, especially while writing. That's just my experience. Yep.
Yeah,
That's where I was at with it.
yeah, we joke around with it because
Right.
it's a stereotype, but we don't.
Hmm.
I've said it occasionally, but not every day, every 5 minutes.
Right. My landlord is from Canada, the Nova Scotia area, and I think I've heard them say it like once or twice because I pick on her about it. We're like really close. And she said it like once or twice, I
Yeah,
think. And I've been here
exactly.
for like 2 years. So
Exactly, right? That's funny.
so
Where is she
also
from?
the
Halifax area or?
I think so. I know she's from Nova Scotia. So I don't know exactly where at in that area because for me it's just like, the relative area, but I know she was from the
Right.
Nova Scotia area, and then they came down and lived in Rhode Island for a while, and then they came down here and they
Oh,
were able to buy this property.
cool. I'm just
Yeah.
being nosy, which I shouldn't be. I apologize.
Oh no, you're good. She's a sweetheart.
Good.
take a polygraph test.
Yeah.
Did the RCMP take you up on that?
Yes, it did.
And how did that unfold?
That unfolded in my favor. They obviously know I wasn't lying about anything.
So they said, "Yep, great, thank you. Come in
Yeah.
for a polygraph test."
Yeah, it took a little while to set up, and
When did you do that test?
I don't know the exact date, but that would be at least 3 weeks ago, probably.
So roughly 3 weeks after the disappearance.
Yeah.
And I think most Canadians wouldn't have any idea what's involved with that. Can you describe the process? You go in and just tell us right from the start.
We go in, sit down in a big comfy chair, and they have multiple sensory pads. You have them underneath your forearms, you have them underneath your butt, and you have them underneath your feet with your shoes off. You have a sweat gland on one finger. You have a measuring instrument for blood flow that goes in and out of your hand. And you have a cuff on your arm for blood pressure to measure the pulse.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was extremely nervous. Especially with the first question they asked you, did you kill Lilly and Jack?
That was the first question they asked you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What went through your mind when someone's asking you that question so point blank like that?
Your mind has a massive release of chemicals, I guess you would call them. Just
Yeah.
it's like your stress level just
Andrew.
astronomically through the roof, and your body doesn't do because it's not every day the way you're hooked up to machines in an interrogation room where someone asks you questions like that.
What?
Barrow asked, has he taken a lie detector test? And yeah, in that interview, he says he has, and he said he passed, and he said Malaya took one as well, but he didn't know the results. Now, just my assumption, I was assuming that she had passed as well. Otherwise, I would assume that she would have been arrested by now, but I could be wrong. Again, as I always say, I was not there. I did not see. I do not know. So,
Yeah.
but
I mean, as we know, the tests are not legal or not accepted in courts.
right.
So, but if she didn't pass it, she could be under surveillance, and
Yeah.
who knows, you know.
Yeah, and if she didn't pass it and she's like that, I mean, if we found out that her taking off with Malaya was accurate, then maybe that would be why she did that. Maybe she knew she failed the polygraph, so she freaked out and took off with Malaya. I just don't believe that happened because I think some news source would have got a hold of that by now.
Yeah, I
Or
think
um uh somebody listening to dispatch audio on Broadcastify would have found that.
yes.
So
Yeah, I do too, Paint.
I do too. Yeah. Yeah, failing a lie detector test does not get you arrested, but it would definitely make them zone in on her.
Yeah.
Cindy said, I have friends from Canada. Hubby never says a why while wife says it all the time. Really?
Oh, really? That's interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah. They need evidence. A lie detector means nothing. The police wouldn't tell Daniel. Yeah, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Random star. The first question may have been asked to evoke emotion on Polly, in my opinion. That's a good point, and I didn't even think about that. That's a really good point.
That is.
Because, yeah, if they get that baseline of his reaction, yeah, that would be important. That's a great point, Random Star.
I wonder if they did the same did it the same way they did with Chris Watts, where he
I think I lost you, Abellis. I think you cut out. Okay. I'm going to play the interview. If you come back in, let me know, and then we'll finish that statement.
Other kinds of questions did they ask you?
All the questions pertain to the death of Lilly and Jay. Are you accessory to the murder of Lilly and Jay? They were all.
So all of the questions assumed that the children are no longer alive.
Yeah.
There were no questions at all about, did you take them somewhere? Could
No.
they be somewhere?
No.
The police have done a number of polygraph tests. They've done 53 formal interviews. Do you know who these people are?
Yeah.
That's a lot of interviews.
Oh, no.
It is a lot of interviews. A lot of them are my family, people who live in the area. And those interviews, typically, my interview was 4 hours. And a lot of the interviews from my family were 1-2 hours. So there's a lot of time taken up, and they ask detailed questions.
Do you know?
Abellis might have, I think she lost service. So she might have got lost in the portal. But if she comes back, I'll definitely add her back up. I like talking to her. She's very sweet. We love Abellis.
Who else actually took a polygraph test?
I mean,
Oh,
I
maybe.
do, but I'm not going to say anything that's going to impede the investigation.
Okay. When did
Oh,
you find
no.
out the result of your test?
Immediately right after.
What did they say to you?
You did a good job, you passed.
There's lots of problems here, like the fact that he used the definite article "the" about the murder of Lilly and Jack as if he knows it's a real thing, or how he described everything in third person. You do this, you feel that, as if he wasn't actually describing things that he personally experienced. But my biggest problem with this part of the interview is just that's not how polygraph tests typically work. There's a pre-interview where they give the subject baseline, there's the polygraph exam itself, and then there's arguably the most important part of the entire process, and that's where you deliver the results to the subject and see how they react. So when Daniel said that the first question they asked him was whether or not he killed Lilly and Jack, that just can't be the case. And it's either because he's editing out a lot of stuff or because the CBC producers instructed him to jump straight to that part. I'm not quite sure.
See, I found that interesting too. Hey, welcome back, Abellis.
Thank you. I was stuck in the portal. It was dark and scary and
Oh
cold.
my God. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I don't know what happened.
I don't
Oh,
either.
funny.
Um, hey, Mama Angie. Mama Angie said the police definitely need to re-question Daniel's mom, Janie. So considering they've done like what 53 formal interviews and a bunch of polygraphs, I would think that they've definitely given her a polygraph, but I'd love to know the results of that.
Mm-hmm.
He does seem to enjoy the attention, and like Deception Detective said, I do have a few questions. I found it odd myself when we talked about this interview the first time that they did jump right into that and that he got the results immediately after.
Right.
Mama said media likely told him to, and they do. To be fair, when you do an interview, they do cut out a lot of things, and like sometimes they'll place it in weird places, like to keep the viewer's attention when that's not necessarily how the interview actually went. Like maybe, you know, a question they go over at like the 5-minute mark of the video was like the first question they asked him or something. So
Right.
I don't know.
You sounded funny just there. I wonder if everybody else, you sounded tinny, like in a tin. But I don't know if anybody else heard it that way or if it's me having problems. So
I don't know.
it just,
I turned a little bit.
it skipped a little bit and you sounded like very tinny, if that makes sense.
Okay,
Anyway,
well, y'all.
I just wanted to let you know just in case something happened.
Yeah, thank you for that. If I sound weird, you guys let me know, please.
Whatever the case, his entire description of his polygraph experience is unusually vague and bizarre. And I
so
suspect,
before,
once again, that's because
sorry.
he's omitting any.
No, you're good.
Before
yeah.
I was yeeted, I was mentioning the polygraph that Chris Watts was given. He was given all of the questions before the actual polygraph. So they did a mock polygraph and then he took the actual polygraph. So he knew all the questions that were going to be asked of him.
That's interesting and I think counterproductive.
I don't know. I mean, he confessed right after. so,
Really?
So it worked. But
Yeah.
So, and this was the CBI, the Colorado Bureau of Investigations, who did the
Yeah.
polygraph. Tammy, I forget her name now. Tammy somebody. So it's on YouTube, and it's very interesting. She gave him all the questions first.
That's interesting. I'll have to look into that.
Part of that story that might make him look bad, and there are probably lots of parts of that experience that made him look bad. Let's keep going.
When did you find out the result of your test?
Immediately right after.
What did they say to you?
You did a good job. You passed.
And how did that feel?
Good.
And did you feel that there was any further suspicion on you after that point, or was that sort of conclusive?
No, that was really when I seen the turning point for it's starting to taper off with investigators.
Do you know if Michele has taken one?
I don't know if I can say it, but I will anyway. Yes, she did take one.
Okay, she took one. Do you know the result?
No. RCMP wouldn't let tell me I asked.
You said you feel like everyone in the world wants to know what happened to Lilly.
So that statement right there, I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything, but I will. Yeah, she took one. That tells me just about him as an individual, that he's upset and frustrated and angry with her, which, I get it. It also makes me feel like he wants to talk about her. He wants to basically clear his name. I mean, it's obvious he wants to clear his name. We've seen that very much in interviews. So I do think it's possible that he could be on YouTube talking to people because, I mean, just that right there, I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything, but I will. Yeah, she took one, but I don't know if she passed. He's he's dying to talk to somebody. He's dying to put his side out. So I think it is possible that he could be talking to somebody online like Dolly or somebody like that. But I still would be very careful with that unless you could definitively verify it.
Exactly. And it makes me wonder if he does know something that she did, or
Yeah.
that he knows, that maybe her family, or I don't know. I don't want to start misinformation or stories, but
Right.
he does seem a little angry with her right there. You're
Yep.
right. Yeah.
Yep. Mama Angie said, I agree. I think he's super frustrated with her, and now she's left him to deal with all this. Yep, exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Exactly.
And Lori said they would have polygraphed everyone at the residence, and that's what I think as well as the neighbors and close relatives. I mean, I think they've given a litany of polygraphs, if I had to guess.
Yeah. The mother and the brother. I'm still concerned about them. I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
Jack,
Yeah.
why do you think that is? Why do you think this is getting so much attention?
Well, just the mysterious and nature of everything and how strange everything is. The RCMP, I mean, they have to keep a tight lip on everything, but there's a lot more that meets the eye with the case.
Earlier in this series, I analyzed another interview of Daniel and said that he's acting like a celebrity, someone who thinks he has fans out there watching him. And based on his answer here, I think he really does think that he's a celebrity. I think he's enjoying the attention he's getting, and I think that will be his downfall because people.
So you guys have pointed out here that I'm looking for the comment. You guys had talked about that he was enjoying the attention, and again, it again reiterates to me that he's definitely probably, or he's more than likely going to be on the internet trying to put his side out.
Right. I don't get that feeling. It's funny. I don't see him as
Really?
wanting the attention. I think he's out there trying to get exposure for the kids. I don't think it's for himself, but I could be wrong. That's just my feeling.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that because I like it when we have differing opinions. I think he wants to clear his name,
Yeah.
but I think it's more along those lines,
Right.
honestly.
Right.
Like me are watching. I'll link that video on the end card as well as my Lilly and Jack playlist. If you want to continue analyzing this interview, let me know by liking, commenting, and sharing. Until next time, stay.
So I did play all of that one because I know y'all had wanted to watch that one. Hopefully he won't get upset. I did share his link. Okay, another one y'all had talked about was Michele After Dark.
Oh, yeah.
So I like her. I mean, I've watched a few of her videos. I haven't watched a whole lot of them. That comment that I pulled up about the party or whatever, I do believe that is from her video. So she does get things, but again, that's from what? Horses or zebras? Goodness gracious. That is from Facebook. So I have not watched a lot of her stuff. Oh, I thought I was subscribed to her, but again, I have no issue with her. Like I said, I've gotten information from her. So this one is curious to me. Yeah, I've watched a lot of her stuff. But I watched a lot of her Summer Well stuff because I remember she's always walking with the dogs, and I think that's cool.
Yes. Yeah, it's cool. She's in England, I believe.
Yes, I believe that as well. Since this one is intriguing to me, let's see what horses or zebras is about.
Good morning, everyone. My name is.
And we'll judge the aspect of this and see what we can find out about this one, and then we'll talk about TikTok and Facebook and the issues I have with that. I apologize. I'm trying to grab her link real quick, and then I am going to. I saw you guys had said something. Maybe maybe you're too trusting. He's only there to clear his name. He's controlling, said Lori. You think so?
I am too trusting. Trust me, I'm too trusting. Controlling.
Oh,
That's interesting.
yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me. Like any Canadians in general are just so nice. I don't get controlling from him, but I can understand and respect your opinion on that.
Thank you. Just don't make us mad. We're nice, but we're not to a point. Never mind.
Where's the okay? So you don't like Michelle After Dark? You'll have to. Well, we're gonna see
No,
and see what she says.
I don't like that she walks all over these farmers' plants. To be
Yeah,
honest,
that would upset me. He's
every
got
day.
something he's hiding.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. Aurora said he's got something he's hiding for sure. Hannah said I don't know about him. Doesn't sit something about him doesn't sit well with me.
Hmm.
He does think he's a celebrity. Okay, interesting. I like the mixed reviews on that. All right, so let's see what she says.
Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Thursday morning, the 26th of June. And we're sticking with the Canadian case today, the missing siblings, 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, who have been missing since May 2nd from Lansdowne Station, Pictou County, Nova Scotia. I've said from the outset that something is not right in this case. It was just a feeling based on Malia, the mother's interview on May the 3rd, and then over the few days where the searchers were all over the place. There was a massive, massive effort.
So far so good. She's doing a voiceover. She's showing pictures and videos. There's no AI. I mean, you know, that's clearly her in the background talking. She's not sharing anything we don't know of yet. So, and I think everything she stated so far, that's been her opinion. She stated as her opinion. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yorkshire. Oh, real quick, let's always check the comments. So, wow, Michelle, I just noticed you have over 90,000 subscribers. That's awesome. An 8-year-old girl went missing in Ontario. Thank you for keeping us up to date. A large part of the problem is different people are telling different stories about the hoofbeats. Hi from Pictou County. We are sick with worry from these children. So nothing negative, nothing saying, why are you spreading misinformation? Why are you lying? Like we saw in the first video. So all that's good so far.
May I correct you a tiny little correction?
Yes, ma'am.
It's Pictou country. It's spelled Pictou, but it's Pictou.
Pictou.
Just so
Okay.
you know. Just so you know.
I think a couple of people had corrected me on that. Thank you. I wrote it down. I'll have to think of pick and toes. Pictou. Okay.
It's not a huge deal. But I know you want to be correct, so it's not a
Right.
big deal.
I appreciate that. He's still a suspect if the police think it was a planned abduction. Yeah. I agree with that. If they think that's what it is, but we don't know if that's what they think.
By RCMP and search organizations for 5 days. And during that time, stepdad Daniel Martel was talking to the media almost every day. And something just did not feel right. Something did not sit well with me. And I don't say that lightly because I'm not the kind of person who instantly jumps to blame the parents. You know, people have been totally exasperated with me and some of them subscribed for my views on the Sebastian Rogers case. The then 15-year-old young man from Hendersonville in Tennessee, who was reported missing on February 26, 2024. I've consistently said I don't think any of the parents, the mother, the stepdad, or the biological dad, did anything directly to disappear Sebastian. I really don't. I haven't seen one smidgen of evidence that leads me to believe that the parents had anything to do with it. That not directly anyway. Trouble in the family maybe contributed to Sebastian leaving, but I believe Sebastian left alone in this case. But there is something not right. So people who are saying we've just been lied to, the parents are complicit, the parents.
I'm just noticing in her picture. First of all, I really appreciate her saying something doesn't sit right with me. And she explains she doesn't say that lightly. So that gives me an idea of who she is as a person and that she's very careful to make sure she's stating things as her opinions, or, that this didn't sit right with me, not that this is definitely what happened. This is wrong. Daniel definitely is guilty. She's not doing any of that. So I really do appreciate that. So far, everything's good for me. I was noticing with this picture of Jack right here, all these fallen down trees behind him. And I'm thinking that, that's probably what the woods look like behind the house. So
Yeah.
that gives us an idea of what they're dealing with.
And I mean, a little kid can crawl under there and go find a little hole.
All right there. Up in
Yeah.
there. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Especially them saying that he liked bugs and things. I mean, could you imagine how many bugs would be like under a tree stump? So
Right.
yeah, it was poor
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
It's murdered Jack and Lily. I can't discount any of that. I really can't. Now, over the last week or so, extended family member of Malaya has been coming out talking. He's been on a number of YouTube channels. He originally called himself Durwood. His name is Darren, and he is Malaya's grandma's cousin, which makes him Malaya's first cousin twice removed. So he's an extended family member, and he's...
Now, I do want to know where we've been able to verify that. How do we know that this person who's claiming that he's an extended family member is indeed who they say they are?
Been saying that based on his investigation, the people that he's been talking to, Malia wanted to leave Daniel, and she did something really stupid. That she got a friend to pick Lily and Jack up, and she planned to follow on later with baby Meadow. Now, Meadow was 16 months old at the time.
So let's run that scenario. I mean, that doesn't even make sense, because Jack and Lily are her biological children. So why would she need to send them off with somebody before she takes off with Meadow and leaves him, if that's what she's trying to do? Like, I don't understand why we need to do that when like they're in her custody. Like he has no ties to them if she decides to leave him. I mean, I would believe that she gave Meadow to somebody because that is his biological child, before I would believe what this person is saying on the internet. Like, I don't like that. I don't agree.
Yeah, it's a weird scenario.
Hey, Tom, you enjoy that fly fishing? Looks like a pet cemetery.
Tom caught like 4 fish the other day, or 6 fish, I think.
Oh, wow.
4 of one species and 2 of another species.
That's cool.
I want to go over for dinner. We should be invited, Tom.
Lori said, I think he's a narcissist who's trying to make Malaya look like she's suffering from mental health issues and making himself look like the caring stepdad who done everything. It's possible speculation.
Of Lily and Jack's disappearance. So she's going to be 18 months now. And baby Meadow is Daniel's biological child. But Daniel has not been allowed to see Meadow at all. He did post a picture on his Facebook the other day of him and Meadow. So I assume he's now been allowed to see her under supervision of CPS.
So yeah,
sorry.
Oh no, you're good. She is adorable. So that's where that's where It's a Crime and Shame got that picture from. And I want to talk about them briefly in just a minute after we talk briefly about Michele. But again, so far my biggest issue with this video so far is that she's stated that, like, she made it sound definitive that this person, Durwood or whoever, is definitely a family member of Malaya and Daniel's, or whoever, related to the case. And we can't verify that. Like, I would like to know she was able to verify it.
Right.
Other than that, I wouldn't trust it, because again, like I said, it doesn't make sense that she would send children away that are not even Daniel's so that she can leave Daniel with Meadow. Like, it seems like she would send the child that was his away if she's trying to leave and like was going to do that.
I don't know, unless it's so a lot for her, unless she's like, how does one person carry 3 kids and everything they need? Maybe.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, that is a lot, but like if she's going to do that, what was the well, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
because all the kids she sent them with a friend, but like at that moment, what do you tell Daniel? Okay, they're missing,
Yeah.
and then you leave and then you go get the kids back or whatever, but like why wouldn't it be I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I mean, she could have, if she wanted to leave Daniel with the kids, just get in a car with a friend and leave.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have weapons. I don't think they've figured out that he has any weapons or anything like that. You know, she can bring 3 big guys and just say like, I'm leaving now, bye.
Or the police.
Or the police.
Aurora said those behind that theory believe Daniel was abusing her and she was in fear. We all love to believe that they are alive and safe. I hope they are.
Yeah.
But again, though, I mean, I don't help me understand if I'm not. If that was the theory, why send Jack and Lily off and not Meadow? Because Meadow is biologically his. Like, why not send Meadow off? Because there's a possibility of him keeping custody of Meadow for whatever reason, because that's his biological child. Like, why are you sending off the children that are not biologically his that you could walk out the door with at any time instead of the one that he would fight for more than likely because he has biological ties to that child. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And then also, like, she can just say, I sent the kids away and then I'll be leaving soon. Or,
right.
You know, she doesn't have to make it this big, huge disappearance with the RCMP and everything losing or wasting resources. Not that she would think about that if she's in a certain state of mind, but I think she would probably say, I'm sending the kids off. I don't like what you're doing and they don't need to see that. And then I'll be going next, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either at all.
Right. Today is the last day for motions to be filed, and I will check that as long as I don't forget before the end of the show.
Trying to remind you.
Yeah. It is thundering, so hopefully I won't lose power, but it's thundering pretty bad out there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we rarely get thunderstorms here. Maybe one a year.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it's because of maybe the ocean. No, I mean, other places have oceans, and yeah, it's weird. We hardly get any.
Oh, wow. I love thunderstorms.
I do too. We miss them. All of us miss them.
Aw.
Because we're all from somewhere else.
Yeah. Southern said, I just don't understand how she could leave knowing her children are missing. I don't either.
Yeah.
Once away from him, you tell the truth. Once cops comes, you can tell them the truth. Yeah. It seems like they both know what happened, agreed on a story to cover each other, and she kind of threw him to the wolves by running away and lawyering up and breaking up with him. So now he is flipping stories. I mean, that's a good theory, and it makes sense. Ghosted him. Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's a good theory or speculation. Aurora said, I think that's what happened too. I don't know if chickens are running. I don't know if he had a hand in the act, but I think he knew or suspected after the fact, in my opinion. Very possible. Very possible.
And Malia supposedly had possession of Meadow, but she had to be supervised. That alone is strange, and CPS don't normally take a child away from a particular parent just because another child in the family has gone missing. It doesn't happen unless there's suspicion that the parents did something, that the parents are blameworthy, or during the investigation of the missing child, it becomes clear that the living arrangements or the child's environment are not suitable, and then CPS will act based on that information. So it's only indirectly related to the missing child. The strangest thing, though, was the fact that Malia left and went to live with her mother. Has a lawyer. We don't know what she said to the cops. It's just very strange. What mother does that? What mother leaves like just over 24 hours after
Yeah.
you've reported your kids missing?
I mean, I agree with that too. I find that suspicious.
It is.
I'll be honest. I mean, even, she was talking about Sebastian. I don't think any of the parents had anything to do with that either. I think they would have been arrested by now. That's just my thought. But I'm not going to lie. I did find it weird and upsetting that I heard, I haven't verified, that Katie left and went to stay with Chris. Like, again, why would you leave while your child is missing? I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
I
You
wouldn't
could,
leave. I wouldn't leave if my dog was missing. I would
right.
search.
Yeah, you couldn't tear me away from the house unless I was searching, and if I was out searching, somebody would be at the house to make sure that everything was
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
The bio mom said the bio grandma said Malaya changed and she used to be clean housekeeper. Yep. And it
Mhm.
wasn't just messy. Yep. Whose dog is tending the corn? Tom, I saw you talked about the fish. Did well, stoneflies are hatching and the trout are going bonkers over them. Awesome.
Wow. Cool.
I honestly believe everyone in that house, Daniel's mom and Daniel and Malaya.
No.
Sure. Hold on.
Nino, come on up. Do we get prizes?
That's Michelle's dog taking crap on the corn. At least they'll be
That's funny.
fertilized.
Oh my
Now, some
goodness.
people have said, well, you're not allowed to stay at Daniel's because Daniel's mother is
Look at the dog.
out. I mean, look, I don't know. I just think it's really, really weird. Malia's reaction is really weird. And Belinda Gray, lovely lady. She was interviewed by CBC News a week or so back. Lovely lady. She is Lilly and Jack's biological grandmother. Her son, Cody, is Lilly and Jack's bio dad. He doesn't have anything to do with the children. And according to text messages between Belinda and Malaya that were posted by Sunny on It's a Crime and Shame, who's
Now we're going to talk about them next. Hey, Mercedes, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Hi, Nino.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Sorry about the not getting storms. That really sucks for you guys. I love them.
Thunderstorms? I know, me too. We used to get them in Manitoba, but here we don't. Maybe one a year if we're lucky.
I'm just waking up and when I started talking, I held the phone up to my ear because I forgot that it's like, you don't have to do that. You can just talk into the phone. And when you spoke, it was like right in my ear.
Oh, no.
It's funny.
Oh, goodness.
But I caught the part.
Oh, you're cutting out, babe.
Oh, shoot.
Real quick, Spoinkler became a member. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. And I will grab the crazy train and pick you up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you, Spoinker.
Choo choo.
Thank you. Mercedes, are you back, sweetheart? Oh, no.
What's
Okay,
going
we got another
on?
one. Are you there?
Yes, I'm back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's two of you now. Oh, no, there's only one of you. Never mind.
Okay, she's good. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
You were talking about that. Why is there two of me?
I
no.
don't know why it did that. I moved it. I took it out, so you're good.
That Dolly Vision guy.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there two of you? Sorry. Okay. There we go. I'm back on track.
Okay.
So I happened to catch one of his episodes. I'd never watched him before. Oh my God, the misinformation that is like propagated is mind blowing. Like there's so much people don't know, so they just make up facts to fill it in. So there were things like people were saying things like, oh, the RCMP can't go on the reserves. The reserves have their own police, and he's hiding the children. The entire reserve came together to hide these children. And
No.
I happened to get onto his episode like right after Durwood, or what Durwood is his name, I believe, was leaving, and he was angry. He was mad about something. So apparently his theory or his story that he's been going around is that she put them in the car for them to go away somewhere. So if you live in Canada, you know that's not necessary. Like nothing of what he is saying is necessary. All she had to do was simply go to the police station and ask for a peace bond. And that would have put automatically distance between her and the kids and Daniel. So there's no need to make these children disappear into a car and hide them on a reserve. And nobody, like an entire reserve is not going to take the risk of breaking the law to hide these two children that apparently had been rejected membership 3 times. And it wasn't until they went missing that, oh, now we're going to approve them as ours. So like none of these things make any sense. So like all these family members are making all these YouTube rounds, and it's you know, what if it was an accident? What if it really was like just these kids fell into a crevasse, and because it's so thick, you can't find them, but we might find them years from now. What if it was an accident and all these people bashing and attacking, especially the mother? So it's like,
Yeah.
like
I agree with everything you said. Real quick, a peace bond, it says, is a court order that requires an individual to keep the peace and be on good behavior for a specified period of time, not be charged with a criminal offense, agree to specific conditions to prevent committing or recommitting a crime. And it tells us what section of criminal code is entered under.
It's like a restraining order. They call like there's more to it, and one of them is that you can request a peace bond, and one of the conditions could be a restriction of distance and contact. So it's similar to a restraining order.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't believe for a second that a whole nation of reservation is going to risk hiding children, especially
No.
like you said, when they had been denied several times before.
They're not even his kids. Like he has no rights over them. So like like that doesn't even make sense. So she had already left their father, so she knows how to leave a man. So like none of that makes any sense. And then the other thing that really is annoying me, and I don't know, like I have to turn it off every time like it starts coming on. There's this one channel in particular, they keep focusing and like venerating like the grandmother Belinda, and it's like, why is she talking? Like what exactly, like what a value does she have to contribute besides like stories about Malaya? That accomplishes nothing. Like she's the mother of the deadbeat father, but yet nobody is asking her any questions about that. Like, why did he not even go out to help look for them? Like, is he still in a bad place 3 years later that he can't go look for his missing children? Like, regardless of what the relationship is between the parents, like, when your children are missing, you go look for them. So
Right.
to me, it's sort of like, okay, great. So we got some interviews from the grandmother, like, okay, let's move on. Like, we don't need to keep talking about her. We don't need to keep giving her airtime. We don't need to be like sensitive to her needs because she hadn't even seen these children in 2 years. So it's like, I don't know. I just find that annoying. I find that so
Yeah.
annoying. The way that
Yeah.
like, oh, Saint Belinda, like, what the hell? You raised a deadbeat dad. Like, before you go making any comments about anyone else's living conditions or I mean, not that she has really said anything disparaging about Malaya, but like, you have enough of your own business to take care of before you go around talking about other people's businesses. So
Yeah. I don't think that she could offer a lot considering the biological dad was not involved. And yeah,
exactly.
it irritates me as well. I don't want to, jump on her about her son because at the end of the day he's an adult and he makes his own decisions, but I did feel the same way when I heard about all of this stuff from Belinda. Like, I'm glad that the YouTube channel was able
Yeah.
to talk to her, but what can she add? Like, she doesn't know anything. Like,
See, I'm gonna I kind of disagree with you about jumping on the sun only because she is talking about someone else's daughter. So to me, like, when you start talking about one parent, the other parent becomes fair game also. So
okay.
when you're talking about the mother, then yes, answer the question as to why he didn't even go looking for them. Why?
Right.
Right.
And the second question I'd like to know is, like, has he had a vasectomy? Because apparently, like, these people should not be having children. That's my opinion. Like,
Okay.
Right. I see a lot of you guys are talking about it and agreeing. Daniel was told by police not to contact Malaya, so my question is, does he have a no contact order? That's a good question.
Right.
Hey, um
but then
Kate
why?
said
What she would have said that? The grandmother would have said that because she's
oh yeah,
saying everything else about
Right.
Malaya.
Yeah.
So
right,
she would have said that. And she did say that the
right,
reason Malaya left was because Malaya told her that it was a domestic violence situation. And apparently the grandmother was supportive and this and that and so on and so on. So she's volunteering all this other information. Why not add that? Like, oh, yeah, there's like a no contact order. But then that would
right.
show up. That would show up. She
Yeah.
also said, like, he has no criminal record. So,
Yep, you're right.
I'll tell you right now, my brother is a deadbeat dad, and he would never have gone to look for his daughter.
oh, really?
No,
I'm so
never.
Wow.
sorry.
Yeah. I am too. We
Um,
didn't find out until she was 18. He never told us.
oh my God.
Yeah, she
Wow.
found the family, and they thought, anyway, it's a long story, but they thought the family was supporting him, and we had no idea she even existed.
Oh my God. I'm so
But if
sorry.
she had disappeared, he would never have gone to look for her. I know
Yeah.
that for a fact.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
But in this case, this guy lives with his mother. So,
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a big enough mouth to be making the rounds around YouTube. Like, you make your son do the right thing
Oh,
because
you're cutting out.
there's no
Is it me?
reason.
I think it's just on your end of Bellis because she was okay for me. I didn't hear her cutting out. Maybe YouTube she was. Um, but yeah, I think that I mean, again, from the beginning, when she went on this channel, I was like, I don't really know why. I mean, maybe you could tell us about who she was as a person and when you knew her, but other than that, I don't know what all you could add to this particular investigation because you weren't around. Um, and I
Yeah.
think that maybe, she feels important. So I
Yeah,
don't
I feel the
know.
same way. Like, do one interview and bye bye. We'll see you later.
Right.
Unless you
Exactly.
come up with the
'Cause
children
sh-
at some
Yeah,
point.
because she's just repeating the same sound
Yeah.
bites over and over again. And when it comes to her son, all she says is like, "Oh, like you just don't understand." Okay, well then make us understand then. Make us
Right.
understand why
Yeah,
a grown man
exactly.
is not going out looking for these two children. And like my understanding was that she went out to look. She and her
With
sister went out to look. So
Yep.
these two elderly ladies are going out to look, but your misunderstood son, how I don't know what the hell he does, is not out looking. Why?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And wanted nothing to do with the kids. I think it had been 3 years since he had seen them and a year and a half to 2 years since she had seen the children.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like. I don't have an opinion on that. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
give an opinion on. I do have one, but I'm not gonna give it. But to me, um, what is inexcusable is the fact that your children's lives are in danger and you're
Yes.
doing nothing.
Right.
Like when there are strangers out there that are looking for them and they're even getting injured while they're looking, and here you are, Mr. like misunderstood. Oh, he was going through a dark time 3 years ago. Fuck, everybody goes through a dark time, but like get over it. Go look for your children.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think that's hey Brady, good to see you, sweetheart. I think
Hey,
that's my
Brady.
issue with it as
but
well. Like regardless of what you're going through, those are your children. Like why didn't you go look for them? I do have an issue with that.
Yeah.
exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's my thing is I don't understand why nobody is asking this just directly of her, like why did he not go look? Why did you not make him go look? Why is he still like it just sort of she reminds me a little bit of Deb Stearns a little bit in the terms like in the sense of like how oh like you don't understand like he had a traumatic brain injury and that's why like you know he
Right.
it's just like excuses, excuses, excuses. But at the end of the day, like he made children. He was grown enough to make children. So when your children are missing and they're in danger and their lives are in jeopardy, you go look for them.
Yeah. He made
Right.
2 of them. What do we know where she lives? I'm not. I saw hummingbird feeders in the background of where she was sitting. The Belinda. Do we know where they are?
I don't offhand. It might be in the interview from the CBC, but I'm not
Mm.
sure.
Nino, do they have hummingbirds in Nova Scotia or in Southern Ontario, maybe, or Quebec?
I mean, are they very common? Because I think they're everywhere, but like are they prevalent in the area?
I
But they
don't know
don't
about. I'm
like they
actually
wouldn't
scared
be.
of birds.
I don't think there would be hummingbirds in like on the prairies. It's too cold in the winter,
Oh no,
unless they
no,
fly
I'm pretty
south.
sure. No, I'm pretty sure she's
Yeah.
like local. Like she's
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she lives like
Yeah.
in the
She said
city.
she said that Malaya would bring the kids over if she called, they would come over and stop by. So she's got to be
Ah,
relatively close.
yes, you're right. Thank you. Now I remember. I just wondered because I saw the hummingbirds. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I again like okay, so I did watch It's a Crime and Shame
Oh,
a couple of times. I did go to their chat because I had borrowed their screenshot where she said that she had called the school at 6 a.m. You know, I told her that I used their screenshot and just wanted to inform her of that. I didn't play any of her video. When I went over there, like I don't know, she just didn't see me. But I mean, there was only a few people commenting, and I commented like 4 times, and she ignored me. So I felt like she didn't like me for whatever reason.
yeah, she's very selective with who she acknowledges. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
kind of rolled out at that point and like we said, I have found that while it may be true and I feel like she probably is talking to Belinda, again, I don't know what Belinda could add to this. So that's kind of why I stay away from a crime and shame. Um yeah, I kind of got I don't want to talk crap about her because I don't know her well enough, but I kind of got an icky feeling when I was over there as well. So I don't really talk about her, and I will read these text messages that are on the screen from Michele After Dark, but other than that, I'm gonna kind of stay away from It's a Crime and Shame because, again, I mean, I'm not trying to upset anybody, but I tend to agree that the biological dad is not out there looking, and I don't know what she can add. Especially the biggest thing for me was that she didn't even know that Malaya lived in that house with Daniel and that it looked like that, and they had been there for 3 years. So
Right.
really, what can you tell me?
Right. Yeah, exactly. The only thing I want to know is about your child. Tell us about your child and why he's MIA, why he's a deadbeat, why you're allowing that, like, because he lives with her. So you're just enabling, like, it's, of course, I don't know the conditions. Like, maybe there's severe, like, he has a severe
Disability.
thing going on, and okay, that's fine. But still, like,
Right.
I have no doubt he has other children. Like, I don't
Oh,
even
right.
need,
Yeah.
I don't even, I don't even need a confirmation of that, but like everything inside me tells me, like, yeah, I have no doubt he has other children too. So,
Yeah, somebody said he's got 2 other children.
oh,
Really?
okay,
So, yeah.
There you
great. Yeah. So,
go. Great.
yeah. Well, it is because, obviously, like, he's not that impaired that it
Right.
prevents him from making children. The only impairment is from taking care of them and supporting them. So,
Yeah.
like, that's what I would like people to hold Belinda. Like, that's fine. Like, okay, go ahead, make your YouTube rounds, but answer the questions. Answer the damn questions, because these 2 children, they're not gonna we're not gonna find them alive. So,
Yeah. Not at
like,
this.
I hope that we do, but
Yeah, it's not looking
statistically,
good. It's
yeah,
been it'll
statistically, the odds are not
it'll be 2
favorable.
months in 2 days. May
Yeah.
well,
2nd.
according to the psychic she had on her channel, they're not alive.
Oh God, oh Jesus,
Psychic?
mighty!
Are you kidding me? Oh,
I can't
please.
see that.
I
I can't.
swear.
I can't.
I
That's
know.
another thing, y'all. Please, if
And that's
y'all are,
why I
no,
apologize to you, because I sent you over there, but I had no idea she was going to pull
no,
that.
it's okay. Yeah, no, and let me just point that out because you reminded me, and I had wanted to say this. Guys, please, like, if I'll be honest with you, I have several decks of tarot cards. I don't mess with them anymore, because I kind of, changed phases in my life, right? But even at that, it's technically a game that you play, tarot reading and things like that. And
Mhm.
I just want to point out that if you're out here on these YouTube streets and there is somebody doing that, a psychic or whatever, please, I don't believe it, and like if it turns out to be true, then maybe, that's awesome. I would still, like, if you feel like that person's telling the truth, I would watch them for like at least 7 more cases and see if they're right before you believe it's an actual psychic. Don't
Right.
believe, I can't, please God, with the psychics and the
Yeah.
Yeah.
cards and things,
Yeah.
just
I
don't.
have nothing against it. I have nothing against it, but I mean, if the courts won't admit polygraphs, I
Yeah.
mean,
Right.
we really shouldn't really be entertaining very much the
Yeah.
veracity of a psychic when even
Yeah.
polygraphs are
Yeah.
not considered accurate. So I have nothing
Right.
against them. That's fine.
No,
Like, you want to say your thing, but don't present it as fact. Like, don't present it as, like,
Right.
oh,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I
So,
have
yeah,
tarot cards and I have runes. I love that kind of stuff, but I'm not
I
going to base my life on those things or my knowledge. It's just fun.
right, I'm not gonna ask it about a, missing child or and,
No.
like, call the police about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, Joy said, "I don't think shit talking the grandmother is helping," and I do agree with that. So I'm gonna read these and then we'll move on from that. Michelle After Dark. did post these, and these are from It's a Crime and Shame. It does appear to be messages. I don't know for a fact that this is from Belinda. I have no way to verify that. I'm going to assume that it is. And so I'll read what it says. Evidently, I think the person who sent the messages asked, "Do you believe in your heart that Daniel could have hurt them?" And the answer was, "I don't know, but he's been acting suspicious and is too worried about what people think about him and not focusing on my kids at all. I've already got a problem because I don't know how you know what his suspicious behavior is if you haven't been around him that much, and they're not your kids, they're Malaya's."
Yeah.
Um,
No.
everything
This is
yeah.
between who?
I
Who's
think
who?
I think it's Belinda, the grandmother, and then the person from It's a Crime and Shame.
Oh,
Sunny, I
okay.
think you guys said her name is.
Okay.
Allegedly, Belinda also said everything he's doing is odd, and the police advised him to stay away from the media, to stop contacting me, and he's also tried to steal money from my account through Temu because my card was attached to his account. So everything is not right. My main focus now is to protect Meadow and find my kids. Okay, I don't know. I could be wrong. Wait a minute. Let me just stop and that was misinformation. It does appear to say Malaya, so I don't know who's talking, but um I, I don't believe this is Malaya. I don't know. So it is her kids, and she would know if he's been acting suspicious. If this is indeed Malaya, I doubt it. I doubt it. I really do. But I'm going to continue reading. I apologize. This is supposed to be Malaya. So I'm going to go back again. Evidently, allegedly, Malaya says, "I don't know, but he's been acting suspicious and is too worried about what people think about him and not focusing on my kids at all. Everything he's doing is odd to the police. It's odd, and the police advised him to stay away from the media, to stop contacting me, and he's also tried to steal money from my account through Temu because my card was attached to his account. So everything is not right. My main focus now is to protect Meadow and find my kids." Whoever's talking to allegedly Malaya said Daniel has been saying on YouTubers that he believes you had the kids taken that morning and he woke up when you came back to bed. And the allegedly Malaya said, "Let him say whatever he wants. I can't say anything to anyone anymore." Whoever's talking to her said, "Your lawyer can speak on your behalf." Allegedly Malaya said yes. The person talking to her said, "So Daniel is putting all eyes on you." Allegedly Malaya says, "Seems like that, but I'm not following the media and I've asked, but it's cut off." And then, oh, "Seems like that, but I'm not following the media, and I've asked people to respectfully not send things to me, and if they feel it is of concern to send it to the police. Um, Good advice. The truth always comes out. I'm not so sure anymore." This says, "Your grandmother's cousin has been thinking the same thing. It's the same thing. He too has been on social media. Who are you protecting Meadow from? Oh my God, I can't even listen to that. I've heard all this CPS."
Hmm.
So I don't know. I'm going to leave that where it lay and roll out of that. But again, I don't. We're talking about distinguishing rumors from lies. I would check the profile picture and all of that. This does appear to be through a Facebook messaging app. So let's go ahead and jump over to Facebook and see what we can find as far as rumors and speculation and how to tell the difference over there.
Why break her silence now? And why not do it with a credible media outlet? Why do it with some YouTube person who that doesn't make sense to me? Because
Exactly.
she's gone out of her way to be quiet, to fly under the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
That is a great point. And considering that the CBC just came around and did interviews with Daniel, the police, the biological grandmother, I'm sure they reached out to her and asked her to do an interview. And
Yeah.
I mean, again, I would think why wouldn't she talk to them? I'm sure that they were paid for their time. So why would you come on YouTube or talk to somebody on Facebook as opposed to going out on the news feed? That is a
Yeah.
great point.
It doesn't make much sense.
Someone started a fundraiser for the bio grandmother, supports this as well. Oh goodness. Snarky said, if that is Malaya, it's a little of the pot calling the kettle black. Those are her kids. She isn't looking for them at all. Good point.
Yeah, exactly. She's not even at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's not watching the media, if that was my children, I'd be watching the media. I don't care what it was, I'd be watching.
Right.
You'd be freaking out. I'd be freaked out. I'm freaked out, and those aren't even my children. I'm on the other side of the continent.
Right.
And
Exactly.
I search every day, like multiple times a day. I look up Lilly and Jack on my news thing.
Yeah.
I really, really do think that when the day she left was because the police had told her and had shown her the area that they had searched. And I remember in one of the press conferences, they said that when you look from an aerial view, you could see the red tags of areas that had been searched. So I really believe that the day that she left was because the police had told her, like, this is the area, like, this is all we've searched so far. And I think that they might have even told her that they don't believe the children are alive. And that's why she ended up in the ambulance. I think she had like
anxiety or something.
Exactly. And then that's when everything changed for her. And that's when she decided to go with her mother, which I mean, it's something I would do too. I like, there are some moments in life, like no matter how old you are, your mother, like mothers are magic. So I think she left with her mother, and I think she has remained quiet because she believes that the children are not here anymore. And it
Yeah.
was based on what the police told her.
That's true.
That's
And you
that,
don't want to put that out because you don't want people to stop looking, but you
Right.
can't, if she feels that way, maybe can't hide it.
Yeah. Possibly. Good theory.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're so cute.
They are. Tom said those poor, I didn't mean to cut you off, Mercedes. I apologize.
no, you didn't.
Tom said those poor children have essentially been abandoned, and that's sad.
Mm.
Kalisa said the fundraiser is suspicious to me because where exactly is the money going? Do we really know? Just seems like a lot of people trying to profit. And I agree 100%. And
Yeah.
while we're talking about that, be very careful with GoFundMe's and supporting organizations. Do everything you can to check and make sure that if you are supporting a GoFundMe, before we talk about this real quick, I will show you what I'm going to tell you not to, like, I wouldn't donate through a YouTuber at all ever unless they're doing a fundraiser stream
Right.
for an organization, but I will show you. And like the Matthew Shepard Foundation, when I donated to that, I posted the receipt here, but the fundraiser streams are for that. And I wanted to show you about, hold on just a minute.
Weasel. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, you're good. Right here. This is the Whitney Decker GoFundMe, okay? And I was showing that I donated $20, but I put up here I wanted to share the GoFundMe for Whitney Decker. Whitney is the mother of Evelyn Payton and Olivia Decker, who were murdered by their father this past weekend. Travis Decker is still on the run. It says her, it's supposed to be he, is found and brought to justice. Here is the link to her one and only fundraiser, and if I click that, it's going to take me here to her fundraiser. Okay. So like that is the only way I would go through a YouTuber and donate to a GoFundMe is if they give me the actual link to go donate. Please be very careful giving money to any YouTubers because you
Yeah.
just have to be really careful.
Well, I'll have to say, like, I wouldn't be giving money to the grandmothers. Why? What is she
Yeah.
doing? She's not doing anything.
Right.
I don't
could
even
see
see
it
what
Yeah,
do
no,
they
I could.
need money for though? Like
Yeah,
what do any of
exactly.
them need money for?
Like, I
I
could see
agree.
it if it was to pay for a funeral, to pay for vehicles to search, or to buy a quad, or I don't know, But I'm not going to give money to the grandmother for nothing.
Right. I don't know. Splinker said the stream is literally Sunny plugging the channel every 5 minutes to like and share because that's all Belinda wants for Jack and Lily, by the way, which is not cool if that's
Hmm.
true, and I believe you. And buy the bracelets, which they raised the price the next day. See,
Oh my
those are
God.
all red flags for me personally.
I like
Yeah.
Yonkers' name and picture, by the way, just as a tangent.
Yeah, it's cute. Hey, Ava. No identity. I saw that's the second time you said that. I don't know about them being seen at Walmart. I haven't heard that, and I would need to verify it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Joe. Joe said the RCMP have stated publicly they don't think the kids are alive, and you're correct. It is statistically not probable that they are alive, but I'm hoping that they are. I think it's the channel a criming shame, but I'm not. I don't know. I haven't looked for myself. I honestly don't want to. You can look into that if you want to. I'm just gonna leave that there.
You notice
Um,
that people put certain things in their names that sort of give away what their channels will be about, like crying shame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 I got it. Mine's allegedly speculating, and we speculate, so yeah,
That's right.
definitely get it.
But I found that like some names are like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so first, when I just went on Facebook and searched for Jack and Lily Sullivan, I see CBA News. They've got 32,000 followers. They're a digital creator. Um, I'm going to read what they said. It says CPS visit. Daniel confirms someone reported at school Lily and Jack Sullivan. When I first came across the pictures of the house Jack and Lily lived in, together with their mother, stepfather, and little sister Meadow, I can't begin to tell you how shocked I was. It immediately took me back to the Summer Wells case and the condition of the yard that young kids were expected to play in and run around. The living conditions of Daniel and Malaya's household were not up to scratch, especially not for two little children who may be on the autism spectrum, left unsupervised with doors that are silent and unlocked, or that children can unlock themselves. It's really something that bothered me from day one. I've got a number of questions as to whether CPS was ever involved with the family. Well, I have those answers for you today. It turns out that Nova Scotia's Child Protection Agency investigated the living conditions of Jack and Lily Sullivan months before their mysterious disappearance. I'm going to pause right here and I would ask how they know that. I'm going to check this source and see if.
Is this article on Facebook?
Yes.
It's not legit. We're not allowed, Canada's not allowed, media is not allowed to be posted on Facebook in Canada. So this is not a legit news source. It might be like a group or
I've never
like
heard
a
of CPA.
person.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Sandra.
neither have I. I thought maybe it was a Quebec thing, but it's not legit. If it's not like media is not allowed on Facebook in Canada. So
Okay, so I see the RCMP is, and they have a Facebook, but that's not media.
that's not media, yeah.
Right. I didn't know that, Nino. That's interesting.
See.
I'm glad I know
didn't
that
either.
now. I'm not on Facebook anyway. I mean, I am, but I'm never on it. Never.
I'm gonna see if I can pull up CBC. Just not that I don't believe you. I just try to test and verify everything. So let's see
Sure,
if
of
anything
course.
comes up with them. I mean, I'm not. To be fair, that was like on the front page, and I'm not seeing anything for Facebook as far as the CBC. So
Yeah, CPA. Never heard of it. No idea what it is.
yeah, while we're here, let's search CBA News. CBA. Yeah, they're not even showing. It's right there on Facebook, but other than that, they don't show up.
Wasn't it CPA, as in
No.
potato?
No, it's CBA.
Oh, CBA. Okay, I'm sorry. I've never
No,
heard
you're
of that
good.
either. I thought it was
Yeah.
a B. It's very tiny on my phone.
And
yeah,
they're even
it's just a
trying.
page.
Yeah,
Right.
they're trying to correct me. It says CA News, and this is CBC. And again, like we got the Facebook for the CBA news, but when we just did the CBC, like none of that popped up on Facebook. So everything that you said so far checks out. I didn't know that that you weren't allowed to post on Facebook or have a Facebook if you were
Yeah,
media
remember
in Canada.
I sent you the screen caps at the very beginning of the case. You'd have to go into your email, but like at the very beginning, and I was sending you the screen caps of because I was going on about how like counterproductive that is because we can't even spread the information through legit media. It has to be like word of mouth, and then that's how misinformation. But I had sent you the screen caps of
Okay.
when I try to post a link from CTV or CBS, and when
Pardon me.
you tried to do it, it gave you a different message than what I got.
I remember that. Yeah, it wouldn't
Yeah,
let me see it.
yeah, yes, exactly.
In the
Yeah,
US. Oh, okay.
Yep.
yeah.
Um, hey,
Interesting.
these nuts. Good to see you, and Jeremiah.
I love these nuts. These nuts.
Okay, so yeah, we can pretty much verify that this is bullshit. And as you just saw, I mean, you saw what we did to check and verify, and you guys can do the same thing.
Yeah.
So again, just do the things I did. Do a search, see what you can find, see what it says. Um, and again, especially with the CPS claims, CPS or child services involvement, it's not something like even like a parent, like if a parent is not involved in the CPS case, I do believe they have to get a lawyer to get it, like even if that's their child. So for somebody that's just random out here to have information on CPS being involved in something, it's more than likely not true unless they are like really good friends with the parents and the parents told them, which again, I don't see happening. I don't know who's going to share that they have CPS involved in their lives. I don't know who.
This article is quoting directly Scott Armstrong, Nova Scotia's Minister of Opportunities and Social Development, confirmed in an interview that the agency had a file on the children. That would never happen. Like that's a violation of privacy, and
Yep.
they would never like the only right response is we can't comment.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We can't comment
Exactly.
on any investigation. We can't comment on status. We can't comment even if there is an investigation. We can't comment. But yet, all of a sudden, here this guy who's apparently the head of
A
Minister
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Opportunities and Social Development.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
saying that.
The only thing I would see that is if they had an anonymous person saying something. They're not going to come out and say, "Hi, I'm Scott Armstrong, Nova Scotia's Minister of blah, 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 blah."
And then at
No.
the end of that paragraph, it specifies CPS's prior involvement. CPS is an American term. We don't really use that in Canada. Like,
Right.
depending on what province you're in, like in Ontario, we use Children's Aid,
Yeah.
CAS.
And we looked that
So,
up, and it
yeah,
was, children's aid or children's welfare, not child protection.
Yeah.
yeah. It depends which
Interesting.
province. Each one has their own, like their own version and their own name.
Yep. So this one says, I would really like to know who the freaky people are that would actually think it's funny to post that Lilly and Jack have been found. When they have not been found. And that happens so much here. So
Yeah.
I just want y'all to be careful.
Yes, thank you for doing this again. This is so good. Like teaching people, teaching all of us to be ever so careful with all these nut jobs out there.
Oh yeah. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me while we talk about it. I just, like for y'all to be, know what to look for and what
Yeah.
how to check it,
Yeah.
basically. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Look at her. She's so cute.
She is. She is very cute. This is Missing Nova Scotia Siblings Lilly and Jack Sullivan discussion group. It says Daniel is doing everything he can for the kids and look how he's treated. Anyone that messages like this should be ashamed of themselves. with comments to him or his family other than well-being words or positive. Try putting yourselves in their shoes. And on top of that, dealing with people like this.
That's gross. Look at what they wrote.
Yeah, that is gross. I don't know.
Frig.
Wow. I don't know where that came from, who wrote that or like how they got it, but
Talking about the baby just
yeah.
above his head there.
Yeah, she is yuck, just like you, dirty skunk. I don't like that. Yeah, that's awful if it's true. Mm.
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, so this says, okay, sorry if something here stands out to me, but after 8 weeks, why is he just coming out with this stuff? And it totally goes against his last interview where he said Malaya was in bed sleeping and he woke her up and asked her if she heard the kids. How could she do all of this, all of what he is saying while sleeping? And again, I mean, we're just using logic here. Like, if it goes against everything in his last interview and everything he said, and it's like a text message like these are, I mean, again, I would just not even believe it. Whoever this is says not one person in her family speaks to bring the kids home. No one knew. It started after Meadow was born. She also said the kids are in the woods. Stupid me believed that, and I searched and searched. They can't. Then the kids would be moved to a different location. She will go as long as she can, but will crack after her mental health is put to the test with exams. I'm saying too much. I believe they are alive, and Malaya knows drove them off the property. I mean, again, it's not even like the words aren't even
Yeah.
who drove them off the property. So again, if it's going against everything he says, I definitely wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would organize like some sort of like crowdsourcing or something where you only post like legitimate information. So like no opinion, no feelings, no sentiment, just like legit information. And I think it would paint a really accurate picture. But like all these messages like coming from all these mystery accounts, it's like right.
Yeah. Anyone could go, Raven, as long as they knew about the court case, but that's in a court hearing. Like they can't tell somebody they can't come to court.
What else we're looking at?
It says, I'm not going to try to say that because I don't want to be disrespectful, but it says the First Nation, the place where Durwood said that Jack and Lily were hidden in here by the mother of her family and friends, 99%. Karen, note that everything is legal here, so don't want to waste time commenting. And I guess it's aerial images of the reservation.
Right.
Like, again, I don't, we've discussed already why I don't think that there's any legitimacy to that.
Well, and the reservation would not be just one village like that. It would be a huge expanse of land. In my opinion, I don't know. I've never been there, so maybe I should just be quiet. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. See, there's another one from that CBA News. All right. I am going to have to go soon, so I do want to show you a couple of things before I have to go. Let's try to look up Daniel Martel and see what we can find. So you can already see there's a litany of people pretending to be Daniel. Look at all that.
Oh my God.
That's why it's. Go ahead.
These are pretend people. They're not actual Dan Martels. Wow.
Some of them might be like, this one works at window and gutter cleaning. It might be somebody else named Daniel Martel, but like up here, let's see. This might, I don't know. That might be him because some of the pictures go back. Let's see if we can get a date. Yeah, this is September 28th of 2021. Now, so that makes me believe this is him because somebody is not going to make a page and post pictures of him all the way back in 2021. that doesn't make sense. Like, why would somebody do that unless they knew that children would go missing, 4
Yeah.
years later? Like, it doesn't. So this probably is his Facebook. Um, so that's one way. Okay, that basically is showing you what I wanted to show you. If you find a Facebook and you feel like it is that person, click on the pictures and see what you can find. Like, here's this one. This one's from January 19th of 2023. If it was uploaded, and it gives us 8:22 a.m. If it was uploaded at that time, it's probably legit, because, like, unless somebody knew that Daniel Martel would be a popular name and, like, uploaded pictures, 4, 5, 6 years ago,
Yeah.
that this was going to happen, otherwise if all of the pictures have been like in the past 2 months, then no, it's not him.
Right. Good point. Awesome.
In the first picture that you showed, you could see the mark on his neck that
Yes.
we were trying to analyze from the
Yeah.
picture of him in the car. It's the same mark.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he had it back in 2021.
Right.
Yep. It
Yeah.
looks like a birthmark of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some kind of birthmark to me. And then the other
Mhm.
one where they have the 3 kids, that was the picture of his face that looked like he had a scratch on it. Do you
This one?
remember? Yeah.
Yeah. Under his eye right there.
Yeah.
And
We
this is
had
before
talked
the
about.
kids go missing.
Yeah. Oh, there's 5 kids.
Yeah, that's probably his 2 kids, because he had 2 children from a previous relationship, if I remember correctly, and then there's Jack and Lily, and there's baby Meadow.
Oh.
And this one was May 4th of 2025 at 12:06 p.m. So this picture was uploaded after the kids went missing, I do believe. They went May
Yeah.
2nd was the day.
Yeah, May 2nd was the date.
All right. So, and then
Mhm.
there's the picture. I mean, again, so that is a legitimate picture of him with Meadow, because it came from his Facebook. Again, we checked because the photos go back years, December 25th of 2022, etc. Um, I don't know. Wanted to see if he had any comment. No, he just made that his profile picture. Okay.
Oh.
I know, it's so sweet. Now we're gonna try Malaya. Lord of mercy, I hope I don't misspell her name. Maleyah. Now remember, it said that she deleted her Facebook.
I think it's Malehia. I think the H comes between E and Y. I could be wrong.
Okay. No, you're probably right, because I was doing it off the top of my head and was definitely not sure. So let's do that. Malehhy.
H-Y. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Oh,
think. I could be totally wrong.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so
there we
right
go.
here,
Oh, yeah, good. Okay.
Malaya Brooks Murray, and it's got a picture of Lily and Jack from Truro, Nova Scotia. Let's click on it and see what we got. Okay. So we've got one picture. It says December 5th of 2024 at 1:40. So again, maybe this is her page. It does say single. Considering that this was posted December 5th of 2024 at 1:40 p.m., I mean, it's very possible that this is her page. I mean, because again, nobody would be posting December 5th of 2024 pictures of the kids knowing, somehow in the future these kids would go missing.
Yeah.
But that's all that's there.
From
If
Truro.
if it really is, Lori.
Yeah.
If there was only one picture and it was like very recent, I would say it's definitely not her. Like, if this picture was uploaded, anytime at stop mouse, anytime after May 2nd, I would have said absolutely not. If it was, May, I would say let's do May 27th. The picture was uploaded May 27th of 2025. Absolutely not her.
Can you click, please, on all view all photos on the left-hand side at the bottom there?
Yeah, if my mouse will stop going crazy. Good
Did you
gracious.
feed it today? Did you give
Did I
your
feed
mouth cheese today?
it? No. So there's only that one photo.
Mm.
It doesn't appear to be anything else. If I click on albums, I mean it again, you can see like how these other well, I don't know if you just saw it, there was a bunch more squares. So I'm thinking she
Yeah.
privated a lot of things.
Yeah, or she doesn't use it. I don't use mine, so I don't have anything on there.
I don't use mine either.
Sorry, Nino, I interrupted you.
If you click on her profile photo, does it say when it was uploaded? Because that's the photo we see a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
it doesn't say, or it's not letting
Okay.
me click on it, and the only photo we have is this one. So
Okay.
it's not
Okay.
letting me look at that, which makes me think she made it private. But again, I mean, this is
Yeah.
December 5th of 2024, so I mean, it seems legit to me. If I'm wrong, please educate me if somebody can do that. Hey, native girl. Facebook will take down fake accounts. That's good to know. Okay, so let's mosey on over to TikTok before I have to go.
TikTok.
TIC-TOK.
Nino, do you prefer Ninoska or Mercedes?
Either. It doesn't matter. Allegedly allegedly just, I don't think she can pronounce
I
my
can't.
first name. So exactly. So Mercedes is fine.
Yeah, I just call you Mercedes because yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Okay, it finally loaded.
I just, in chat, I like to call people what they want to be called. Scratch the Paint likes to be called Paint, so
Oh, okay.
I know that.
Okay, so we're gonna look at Jack and Lilly Sullivan on TikTok. Okay, so this one says huge update. I don't even know what this is. That looks suspicious. We're gonna check that
I
one.
feel so happy that
What is
I'm
it, though? What is
getting my
that?
little Lily back.
Jack and Lilly Sullivan.
Okay, we're not
Okay.
under 16.
I am not under 16.
I was
So
last year, but not this year.
I feel so happy that I'm getting my little Lily back.
Jack and Lilly Sullivan.
hold
What?
on, let me see if I need to log in.
Who is
Hold
that
on.
lady? Do we know? Anybody know?
I don't. I am logged in. I don't know who that was. That's why I was like, who is that?
It's
So I'm logged in.
clickbait. There's
Yeah.
nothing you can do. They did it on purpose. There's no more
Okay.
to the video. Because if you read the comments, they were all asking, like, how do we
I
watch
feel
the rest
so
of the video?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and just like she said, check the comments. They have not been found. So why put this out on social media? And again, you can see here 2 children are about to be found.
About to be. For Pete's sakes.
Yeah, what do I do so I can watch the video? They are not found. What is everyone laughing about? Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, God.
Definite clickbait. I'm gonna
That's sick.
So y'all, there is a humongous update in the Lilly and Jack Sullivan case. These, of course, are the missing children from Nova Scotia, Canada. As we know, they were reported missing on Friday, May 2nd at around 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, it has been confirmed that they were spotted on video surveillance the day before, Thursday, May 1st, with family members sometime in the afternoon.
Now, we know about that update because it's been out for quite a while. It's been out over a month, and this is from 6 days ago. Somebody said there's always a humongous update. Is this update in the room with us right now? We already knew this. This isn't a big update within the last few hours. Yeah, I appreciate her not sharing so far in the video misinformation, but again, I mean, it's click because you're saying huge update, and this is not a new update. It's an old update, so technically it's clickbait.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is old news, so
look,
What a waste of
investigators have
time.
collected hours of
it is. I don't even mess around on TikTok or Facebook.
Right.
A lot of people were saying they had been found deceased, and it just, I don't know, man.
It's just wrong.
See right here, an alleged relative saying they're safe.
What Janie heard, she heard Lily doing a little screaming thing, and she heard Jack doing something, saying something or something, and then she heard shh, shh, shh. And then her dog started barking. She woke up. She got up.
The way he said barking, that's like Canadian accent, right?
I don't know. Hard to hear.
It's
Something,
at
saying
least
something or something, and then she
it's at least northern. He said
Yeah.
barking. Barking.
heard shh, shh, shh.
While
And
he's
then her
stuttering
dog
too.
started barking.
Barking.
Yeah.
She woke up. She got up.
Oh my leg.
She said she knew. I mean, she heard the kids. She knew the kids were supposed to be there, and she come up to Michele, and Michele was standing there with Meadow on her arm, looking at the phone. And Janie looked at Michele and said, "Well, where's the kids?" Because she knew the kids were there. She just heard the kids. Where's the kids? And Michele sort of looked stunned, and then, oh, she said they're in the woods. Oh, she said they're in the woods. The kids are probably not in Nova Scotia now, but the kids are safe. The kids are being taken care of by, I'm sure, by Milea's native people. I think
No.
she's got a boyfriend. I don't.
Yeah, you can't. First of all, I don't believe him at all, and I'm gonna need to know like who you are. Like for me to believe you over here talking on any kind of video, like I need to see your face. I need to see your like birth certificate with your name on it, and like be able to trace a family tree to like I don't. I just.
I think this is the Durwood guy, isn't it?
Is it?
That's
I
what
don't know.
Joe
Yeah.
said.
Oh, his son is
Darren
Daniel's. Right.
Darren Geddes. Yeah, Durwood. But
Right.
I know.
why isn't he talking to the police instead of talking to all these YouTubers and TikTokers? If he he seems to know a lot. He seems to know more than the police. So he could crack this case and become famous and write a book. So why is he wasting all his time on YouTube when he should be
Yeah.
talking to the police?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the biggest red flag. Hey, Adam B, thank you for being here. Adam said a lot of channels will say anything, so if they're right, they can say I told you so. Yeah. So they're going to put out any and all possibilities as being 100% fact so that they can say, "Oh, look, I put this video out and told you and it was just a guess or speculation to begin with."
Hannah, you funny.
I know. Yeah, passport, I need, your first child's DNA.
Going back, family tree going back to the 1500s or nothing.
Yeah. So, and even an alleged relative named Darren Gids has turned up saying Lily and Jack are somewhere, maybe in New Brunswick, being taken care of and are safe and sound. What is the point of keeping them hidden?
Like nobody would see them. They're just
Right.
in New Brunswick all of a sudden.
Right. Yeah. He started involving other tribes and other reserves in it. I remember now in one of his interviews, apparently they're in Mohawk territory now. They're in Mohawk territory. Yeah. Being hidden by a reserve of the Mohawk tribe. And yeah. So apparently these are the only two children in the world that do not need passports to cross borders because apparently their First Nation status allows it. So
Oh,
right.
Is
Yeah.
that what's going on now? Okay.
Exactly. So for all we know, they could be in Dubai with Michael Jackson and Lizzie Borden, and
Yeah.
I mean all of this is legit.
Don't
Yep.
forget Elvis.
Yeah.
Yes, him too.
And Tupac.
Like this guy not only drank the Kool-Aid, but somebody spiked his Kool-Aid on top of it.
I think he made the Kool-Aid, to be honest.
Exactly. Hey, Jenny, Jen, sweetheart.
Jenny. Mwah. Sending kisses.
So I'll listen to a little bit more. Well, I'll listen to a little bit more of this misinformation and then we'll check the court website and I'll have to go because it is almost 5 o'clock here. And so if anything's entered in Stefan's case, we will it should be up there by now.
I don't want to say she does if I'm not sure, but Janie wasn't supposed to be. She was supposed to be away on a little trip or away with her boyfriend or somewhere for the night. As far as Daniel and Malaya knew, Janie wasn't in the camper. So, and that's another reason I think that's why Malaya picked that time to get out of there. Daniel was sleeping. She got up early for the baby. They were up, and then Daniel went and laid back down again. I don't know whether Malaya laid back down again or not, went to sleep, but apparently Malaya was taking care of the baby. Daniel laid back down, went to sleep. Janie was in her trailer, and she got her dog with her. Now, Lilly, I don't know whether you saw the.
Okay, he just said that Janie was gone to be with her boyfriend, but she was in the trailer with the dog. And again, we've talked about why would she need to get the 2 children that are not biologically his out of the house instead of the one that is biologically his.
Okay, I think I'm going to have to put you in a timeout because you're trying to use logic, and obviously that cannot exist in this story. So, like, I don't know if he's talking about different timelines at the same time. Like in one timeline, this is what happened, and the other timeline, this is what happened. But I mean, how does he know? How does he know all this?
Right.
Because to be honest, like he's not the kind of person that, like, if I had a secret, he's really the last person on earth I would be telling based on what I've seen so far. So how does he know all of this when he wasn't even there? Yeah.
Right.
So,
and the police, are not doing anything. Like, you got all this information and yet the police are not acting on it. What?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to ignore you, sweetheart. No one believes this, and every time I've said it, it's been ignored. What? Let me see. You really don't need passports. We have treaty to cross if you have status card. Yeah, I think that talking about, well, I don't know. I know the kids were not accepted until they went missing. So maybe, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about reservations, and I'm not going to pretend to know. But I appreciate you sharing that information. I saw that you and Raven, who were talking about being native, were saying that. And Sunny's chat. Okay.
I did have a colleague many years ago. That's why I didn't say anything, but I know she used to go to Sequim, Washington State from Victoria, and she could just go over. But I didn't say anything because 2001 happened since then, 9/11, and I don't know
we
what.
used to be able to do. Any Canadian used to be able to cross with just any ID. We could go as far as Mexico with just like we didn't need a passport. So, but that changed like decades ago. So
yeah, that's why I didn't say anything, because 9/11 happened and changed all of that.
While we're here on TikTok, I wanted to talk about this piece of work right here. And I think it's going to go back to what I was just saying with Facebook. Now, this is Bullhorn Betty. It says, "Oh my God, CPS was involved prior to Lilly and Jack Sullivan going missing." I
guess there has been a somewhat update.
Okay, so I don't know. I clicked on it, and evidently it's not Bullhorn Betty, but we're going to look at her before we leave. I'll go on YouTube to get her, but we'll see what this person says real quick.
The Lilly and Jack Sullivan case. So Daniel, the stepdad, did pass the polygraph test. Just read it in a news article. And also, did you know the first day that the kids went missing, that they took them to a piece of evidence on the side of the road, the family did, and it was a piece of a blanket that the mom believed belonged to the kids?
Now, that has been verified through articles. So far, that's true. Supposedly, Malaya believed it belonged to them. Daniel said it didn't. From what I've found so far, nothing wrong.
Right. A pink blanket, I think it was.
Yes.
It's the first time I'm hearing about that. Also, it did state that there is more evidence, but they cannot discuss it right now. And that when he was interviewed on the polygraph test by the kids being unalived, not being taken, which Daniel said bothered him.
We saw that.
But he did pass it. 54 other people have been investigated is what that article says. And they do have some evidence. So I guess they have evidence believing that, that's made them believe these kids are not alive anymore.
Now, I mean, I can understand how that's her speculation, but we don't have that definitively. All we know of the evidence that they have so far is the um, blanket, alleged blanket, and then the boot prints.
Right.
I
Oh, and you know
do.
what? There were little stickers that somebody found.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. You are right about that. We're gonna jump over to Bullhorn Betty before I go. Oh, and we're gonna look up Stearns. Okay.
I
Want
love
to
that
talk?
picture, that little picture of Lily. Sorry.
Oh, with the sunglasses, that is cute.
And the hat and the cat ears. That's
Mm-hmm.
adorable. Sorry,
It
go ahead.
is. Oh no, you're good. I saw that she put out a video quite a while ago talking about bodies found with them, and it pissed me off. Like yeah, there it is. Remains found, breaking remains found, Jack and Lily Sullivan, right?
That's gross.
Yeah. I want to show you
Yep.
right here. Your entire thumbnail, this is a month ago I wrote this. Your entire thumbnail and title reference it being the Sullivan children. That's so disgusting. You putting this video out could make people stop looking. That is beyond royally fucked up because
Yep.
it was.
You're right. What's the merch? Is she selling Lily and Jack merch now?
Stop online bullying, full Bullhorn Betty line. Yeah, you're not supposed to sell merch with pictures of people on
Right.
it. I don't know.
Well, shouldn't she be talking about bullying? Isn't she one of the big bullies out there?
She is.
So,
Oh, wow. 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 Yeah, stop online bullying. What? Oh, wow. That's great. But you're the one who sued her, right? And you're the one who okay, let me just zip it. I need to hush my mouth. I need to hutch it up. All right. So I'm gonna play part of this. I've got to go. Oh, let me pull it back up. I've got to run to the restroom real quick. So I'm gonna pay part. I'm going to play part of this. Wait a minute. Hold
everybody
on.
hide.
I know that she abort. Okay. Man down. BHP is bad. Okay. I just don't want to get strike. Well, she can try to sue me. I haven't said anything that's not true.
Oh, that would be hilarious. I'm sorry. I don't hope she does, but
Yeah.
I'm not
I mean,
familiar with her. What's her story? Who did she
oh God
sue?
Almighty. She's in litigation with Queen Bee, and she's had Queen Bee in litigation for years, and then she also jumped on a lawsuit in Sebastian Rogers' case and sued a YouTuber and a TikTok person, and like it's just the biggest shit show you ever saw. Thank God they didn't go through with it. I mean, but like they were citing case law that had nothing to do with it. They didn't catch any deadlines they were supposed to. And it was again freedom of speech. They said it was RICO, but didn't. There's 32, I think it's called statutes. You have to it has to meet 2 of the 32 like things to be a RICO case, and the 2 things they cited was defamation and something else, which is not even part of it. Like it's just a shit show, and it was about the Sebastian Rogers case. So, but I do want to tread carefully because I try not to. That's a lot. That's the crama or drama community, and I do hang out there because I do like drama from time to time. But I'm very much about not having drama on my channel. So I'm gonna kind of back up.
yeah.
He said he went to the police allegedly. Really? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this. Hopefully I can I'm gonna step away for just a hot second. And I've got my chat up. I need to I'm going to go ahead and put the angry bunny up just while I step over because I need to transform it so I don't get in trouble. But it'll just be up while I step away for a second because I can't pause it. I'll be right back. But I've heard this. Y'all can just listen to it.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Bullhorn Betty, and we're covering the case of Lilly and Jack Sullivan out of Nova Scotia, Canada. And we're just hearing in the last hour that there were reported remains found over the weekend. Check this out.
Two beautiful kids, Lilly Sullivan and Jack Sullivan, disappeared from their home off Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia, Canada, on May 2nd. Lilly and Jack Sullivan were reported missing by their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, around 10 a.m. after she stated they must have gotten out of a sled.
Oh,
okay. I'm back. I wanted to pause it for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
Glass door and walked out of the back fence and wandered into the wooded terrain. However, once Lilly and Jack...
That is a cute picture of Jack, if that is indeed him.
That's adorable.
No, she didn't post this today. This was about a month ago. She is like nails on a chalkboard.
Right, Sarah?
And yeah, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it.
Were reported missing.
Aww.
Things took a weird turn.
Talking about AI, though, that did look kind of like an AI photo to me.
Which one? The baby?
Hold on. We just heard that one.
Hmm.
That looks like an AI generated photo, but I could definitely be wrong about it. Maybe AI has touched it up, but I don't know if you guys can tell what I'm talking about. Like when I was talking about earlier to be careful with AI photos.
It does
looks
look
weird
odd
to me.
Things took a weird turn. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police called in all resources available to help them find these two children. However, all of those available resources were unsuccessful. The Royal Canadian Police coordinated a massive search for the two siblings missing at a Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia, Canada.
Now, so far to this point, she's reading an article or something and it's factual. So I'll continue.
But all such efforts were unsuccessful in searching for Lilly and Jack, many speculating that there's more than meets the eye. Many speculate that the mom and the stepdad know more than what they're telling law enforcement at this time.
To be fair, she did say speculate. She didn't say definitive, but that's
Right.
not my issue.
But she's also not Bullhorn. What's her face?
Bullhorn Betty. Yeah, that's not Bullhorn Betty talking. You're right.
No.
That was not all resources, you said. Oh, Heathen, I hope everything went good. Could be professional touch-ups. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right, Sarah. It could have been like went over with AI, basically. Thank you for that.
To date, Lilly and Jack Sullivan have not been seen by a third party since the Tuesday before they were reported missing, April 29, 2025. They have not been seen on any surveillance camera, and no articles of clothing or evidence of any kind have been found out in the woods.
Okay. Hello, Durwood, Organdy. Is Durwood, Grady, Joe, Neil in disguise? Maybe.
Interesting.
Hi, Durwood / Joe.
Look at those eyes.
To wonder.
What did you say?
Her eyes. Was that Malaya just before?
I think so.
Who was
I
in
think so.
blonde hair? Who was that? Is that her?
That is Malaya, but it does appear to be a filter. So like on
Yeah.
Instagram and all that, they have them filters, and that's again like an AI touch up, like Sarah was talking about just then.
Yeah.
And found out in the woods, leaving many people to wonder, where are Lilly and Jack Sullivan? However, yesterday in Cape Breton County around 5 p.m., reports were called in for remains found.
Now, you see CBA
Mhm.
News, that's that Facebook that we looked up just now and determined that it's not legit, and she's
They,
using that and putting it out.
yeah, they didn't even spell the county properly. Piku. It's Pictou.
Piku. Piku.
Oh, wow. You're right. Wow.
Piku County. That's right next to Peak 2, you know? That's right.
Yeah. It's where all
Yeah.
the
Lord.
Pikachus live.
All the
Oh,
Pokemon
that's
hang out
funny.
there. Lord have mercy.
Oh my goodness.
This alarmed a lot of people in the Nova Scotia area because 2 children are missing at this time. This news
Lily was
was
spelled
very
wrong
alarming.
too.
However,
Sorry.
I did some research in
No, you're good, sweetheart. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lily.
Lily was spelled wrong also.
Yep, because they came out and said it had 2 L's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
Look at the contradiction. It says human remains found, but then it also says we're all praying and hoping that the children are found safe and sound. But apparently you found the human remains. So,
Yeah,
like, make up your mind.
Good
exactly.
grief. My goodness.
Mhm.
children are missing at this time. This news was very alarming. However, I did some research into the information, and here is what I found. Kenneth Justin McDonald, known as Justin McDonald, disappeared on July 7th, 2024, after last being seen on surveillance video at a gas station in North Sydney, Nova Scotia. Cape Breton Regional Police arrested Mitchell George McPhee, Ryan Joseph Pike, and Aaron Curtis Mickey during a 3-week period in December 2024 and charged them with several offenses related to the July disappearance.
Now, the biggest red flag is we're talking about a body found and missing Lily and Jack Sullivan, and now we're flipping to this person. But we're
Yeah.
gonna
It does
ride it out.
not have to do with anything.
Exactly.
And death of Kenneth Justin McDonald. Although all 3 have been charged in his death, his body was never recovered, and it is believed the remains are his. I pray
Well,
his family.
Right
that,
there.
that doesn't make any sense.
So her whole breaking news remains found Lily and Jack Sullivan, okay? That was her title of her video, and then she's talking about this person.
Okay, that's related. There are humans on the planet. Anything else?
I mean, exactly. And then in
Lord.
in the description, it says on May 2nd, siblings Lily and Jack Sullivan vanished from their home under mysterious and troubling circumstances. Local law enforcement has indicated both children are presumed deceased and a criminal investigation is actively underway, which also has not been verified. Nobody has said there's a criminal investigation underway. We talked about that in the interviews with the CBC. And again, nothing about this person that's missing. Like,
Yeah.
and that's why I wrote a month ago what I said, which is your entire thumbnail and title referenced it being the Sullivan children. That's so disgusting. You putting this video out can make people stop looking. That's beyond royally fucked up.
Exactly. And once again, look at the title of her channel, Bullhorn Betty.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right. You're killing me with that. You're right, though. Let's go back and look at the thumbnail real quick.
I mean,
Yeah.
Ay.
Right there, remains found, and it's just got a picture. It's this one, remains found, and a picture of Jack and Lily.
Yeah. Like, how can you believe anything this person says? You can't.
You can't.
Period. Yeah.
So.
Oh my goodness.
There's what I think if you scroll down, it says RCMP and there's a picture of Malaya, but I think it looks like she's in jail or something. Or okay, never mind. I missaw it.
No,
I thought it looked like a mugshot or something.
okay, yeah, no, but I mean, there's bars right here, so it's easy for our eyes to play tricks on us like that. You might have saw the bars, and then yeah, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, I hope that this has helped you guys be able to determine what, how to tell rumors from fact in a missing child's case. And I'm going to pull up and see if any motions have been entered in Stern's case. Let me write down.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
It's sick, in my
It
opinion.
is. It is sick.
Sorry, I was trying to write down timestamps. Okay. So I don't know if you guys remember, but when we did see Stefan go to court, give me just a second and I'll pull up the next page. When we heard the judge talk in Stephen Stern's case, he said that all motions pertaining to the CSAM trial needed to be entered by June 30th. It is June 30th, and it is 5:13 p.m. So if any motions have been entered, they should be in there by now. I'm hoping that the decision he made on the suppression of the cell phone evidence would be in here, but I don't. Oh, wait a minute. I went to the wrong thing. Hold on. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Hold on. Just a minute. There we go. I was like, why does it look different? So
there's another channel I can think of that I won't name that has a very telling channel name.
I think I know what you're talking about. All right. So for today, we have a motion that was entered today, and it says add-on set for July 2nd at 1:30 p.m. in courtroom 4F before Judge Keith Karsten. So on July 1st, which is tomorrow, it would appear, I think that he's going to be in court. So I'm definitely going to be trying to stream that. We have 31 days and how many days? I think it's
No.
30 days.
30 days in June. And tomorrow is Canada Day. Sorry to go off on a tangent.
Yay. No, you're good. Yay, Canada Day. That's awesome. Yeah, so I will definitely be paying attention for that and seeing if it is aired on the news, which I'm sure it will be, and we can go over that because it starts right when we start our live stream. So that would be interesting.
That would be good.
Yeah. So if I had to guess, they're probably going to talk about that joint motion to continue, which is right here.
Right.
Because as of the 12th, they entered a motion saying that it was set for July 15th. So the judge is going to want to know why you want to continue it. And that's probably what they're going to talk about if I had to guess. But no other motions have been entered. And I haven't seen any ruling on the suppression of the cell phone evidence. Thank you.
Good.
I have a question for you. Would you consider reaching out to Deborah Stearns to ask her questions?
I don't know. There is a channel doing that already.
Yes. But you both have different styles. So she responded to one channel, so she might respond to another.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe I'll see what I can do. I don't know that she'll talk to me, but I can see what I can figure out and definitely try. I just honestly I don't know what Deborah could tell us because Stefan
Oh, I
lived
have
there.
so many questions.
Really?
And yeah, and I think a lot of your followers would probably have a lot of questions too. So I think if you allowed us to submit questions, then maybe that could be what you could ask her. But again, I don't know if she would respond, but I know that there was nothing magical about how the other person reached her. It was just a cold attempt, and eventually she did respond. But
Yeah.
since she seems to be more open to talking now, so maybe she might respond to you too.
Yeah, I can definitely try and see. I'll look into it and see what I can figure out. I don't know. Again, there I I don't know. I'll definitely try, and I'll have to get back with you with the results. I don't see it being possible because, that's kind of that channel's thing. So I mean, even if that channel, I'm sure that channel would be like, don't talk to her, but I don't know, so I can definitely try. Maybe I can figure something out. I'll definitely see what I can figure out and try to reach out and see what happens.
Well, if you're comfortable with it, that was more my question. Like if you're okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, that was basically it.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do. I mean, I would love to talk to her if she wants to talk. So I'll definitely see what I can find out.
Be interesting. Very interesting.
Yep. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go because it's already like 5:18 p.m. I appreciate y'all coming up here with me today, and I really enjoyed this conversation. It was a really good one, and I think we did a good job today. Thank you, ladies.
You did good job, and thank you very much for having me. So I'll jump off. Bye, Nino. Bye, Basil. Bye,
Bye.
Amy. Bye,
Have a good
Bye.
everybody.
day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm off too. So thank you for having me, and have a good evening.
Yeah, I hope you do too, and thank you for coming up.
We have rain coming apparently, so I'll enjoy that.
Yeah, the storms just came through, but I think they're gone now, and the sun's back out, and it's hot. So,
Yeah, cool. All right, I will see you next time.
okay. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye. Are you really like? I really feel like that's Joe. Um, you're a real money maker, honey. Good on you. I'm not a real money maker, but okay. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you're I do believe that you're Joe because of this comment, "Is Durwood Grady Joe Neal in disguise?" I don't know what else is going on with that. If you would like to email me, you can. Portal was nuts. Yeah, I felt like we had a good stream. Um, I appreciate y'all being here. I hope that this stream helped everybody to kind of understand, what to look at as clickbait and how you can determine that as far as the family contacting YouTubers or anything like that. There's not a whole lot you can do to determine that unless you can like go back to their like if somebody's commenting in a chat under like Daniel Martell's name, if you can go to that person's page and look at the page, you can see when it was created. If it was created after the children went missing, then obviously it's not him. He does have a channel on YouTube. I can't think of the name of it right now, but there's like Pokemon videos on there. Other than that, I hope this stream helps you to be able to decipher truth from rumors and lies. And I hope y'all have a great day. We will be back tomorrow. I do believe we will be streaming Stearns in court as long as it's aired on the news. And I hope y'all have a good day. I did. I appreciated it, and I've learned a lot so much too. And thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. I hope you have a good night too, Julie. If nobody has told you, you are important, you are enough, you are special, and you are loved. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.